Welcome in. That's my fantasy footballers. What did we just watch, guys? That was fucked up. Story should be on here any minutes. I'll keep you company until then. Just want to make sure you guys double tap that like button, subscribe, show support to the channel. That's my YouTuber impersonation. How did I do? I did not see that coming. Nobody saw that coming, except for maybe Cam Scatabo, because that guy's a god. But all my parlays had alternate lines, never money line Eagles, just -7. Just holy fuck, man. The Eagles are lifeless. They look terrible. Their O-line is bad. Their defense is not tackling. Jackson Dart looked really good, TV. He's looked good this whole time. So I was kind of wrong on him. We're going to get to that later. I was very, very, very wrong on that situation because we knew he was athletic, but like he's legit like polished. I mean, he plays like a madman, but like him and Scatabo, what a tandem, dude. Like that's a WWE tag team, top rope, just like giving themselves concussions. I love it. I love it. It's awesome. Yeah, I get it. And like I know, like, past experience tells you to take the Giants. Like there was just no world I was taking the Giants this game. And just especially because Philly just came off that tough loss. And the Giants look so bad against the Saints. 5 turnovers. I think it was 5 straight turnovers. So, I mean, it's the NFL. And this year especially, I feel like the huge underdogs aren't winning, but like there's a lot of these division games, these 5-6 point spreads that they're actually getting the favorites getting blown the fuck out. Not a good game for gambling, but it was a good game for Cam Scatabo. One of my PPs, 6 shares of Scatabo. Started them everywhere this week, all 6, obviously. And it was a rough first half, right? What do you have? 3 points? Not even 1.8, 2.8, something like that. And then just a 28-point second half, man. Yeah, the Hardys. That's what I was thinking of. Off the top rope, man. Painting their fingernails and shit, wearing those sleeves. Remember the Hardys, Hardy Boys. But yeah, this is I'm anxious to see what Story has to say about this because he is not the biggest Eagles guy, and this is rough. AJ Brown looked decent, J Bob. I'd say AJ Brown was looked okay. I mean, kind of okay. Would you guys agree or no? Like compared to what he had looked like. Dallas Goedert, that's the one. That's the guy that looks good. He's been good all year, man. I'm telling you, I think this is a good tight end year. Now, the top 4 guys all suck relative to where you drafted them for whatever reasons. But you got so many dudes that, Ferguson, Kraft, Warren, even Kyle Pitts, Dallas Goedert that have been like, every week starters that have some upside. So it's actually I think this might be the best spot we've ever been for tight ends, even though we have no elite ones right now. I still have some hope for Trey McBride, but that's the comment right there. Just went against Cam Scat. I felt like I got molested. Well, hopefully you don't know what that actually feels like, Baker. But you can imagine what it would feel like. You feel dirty. You feel taken advantage of. And yeah, I was against him in 1 league. Started him in 6. And luckily, Pierre, who is Mitch on the chat, the Discord, was asking us who we should start. He's asking me what my opinion on leagues, not only leagues I'm in with him, leagues that I'm playing him in. And like he knows I'm in 17 Fantrax leagues. I'm in like 10 or 8 or 10 with him. So I can't keep track of who I'm playing. I just kind of set my lineup. And like he's trying to trick me. And I'm glad I realized that because I would probably told him to start Scat because I'm starting Scat everywhere. Didn't seem like a great matchup, but I thought he'd have more of a passing game involvement in this game. He just destroyed. So at least AJ Brown showed some life, right? It'll even out, man. It'll even out. Well, Hurts missed AJ Brown in the end zone, but the worst play was that, and I'm so happy for this because, not only did I start Scatabo everywhere, I was against Devonta Smith in 7 leagues, and I only have 1 share of Devonta Smith. That's me and Story's league we have, and we started him. And so that would have been a bad break for me because that was an 70-yard touchdown that he missed him on. So that's a bad game for Devonta Smith. He got banged up, but he came back in. So Heyo, that's a good trade. And you know what? You can go take a shower and get that molestation off you, dude. That's what Scatabo does, man. You know what I love about Scatabo is I feel like he's like concussion proof, even though he plays like he'll get a bunch. I just feel like he's just not that bright of a dude. Not to like slander the guy, but like, he's like Gronkowski, like Brett Favre. They just like they get concussions, whatever. They just fucking bounce right back up. What's up, Mouth? We got all the dudes in here. Baker, Matt, Cheerio, Alex. It's gonna be a fun stream. It's gonna be a very, very fun stream. My wife is gone for the night, actually gone till tomorrow night. So I'm just gonna pull a bender, dude, and just she's been giving me a lot of shit about drinking a lot recently because I've been drinking on every show. Because I like to do it. And although she can actually just tune into the stream and then she'll know that I'm drinking. But maybe I'll block her from here. We got Mike Story in the house.
What's going on?
How you doing, bro? How about that game? What do you got for us, man? How's your night?
Well, when you start Camp Scatabo all over the place, it's a pretty good night.
How many shares do you have?
He's in 75% of the leagues that I'm in. I have him in 75% of the leagues that I'm in.
Oh, but what's funny is he was my PP. You didn't have him on your PP list.
No.
That's nice, dude.
Yeah, no, it's pretty exciting. Tyrone Tracy.
I wish I had him more.
Yeah, I'll be perfectly honest. I sat him in one league, but that league I'm loaded with running backs this week. I've got here. I'll just pull it up. So before you start lambasting me, I played him in almost all the places, but I sat him because on this, and it sucks. But I've got Judkins, Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, Rashad White, Rico Dowdle. Yeah, and Jordan Mason. So it was in hindsight, should I have played him? Of course, obviously, but
no, you can't. Not over those names.
When you've got an abundance of talent, what are you supposed? You're going to make bad decisions once in a while.
Yeah, I started him in all 6, and actually in our league we were not going to start him. We had Olave in there as of 6:30 Central Time
until you and I started talking before the game started. Yeah.
Yeah. Are you hold on? Are you pulling a fucking Jerry Jones on me and taking credit?
No.
Yeah, you are. This was a team effort. This was a team effort. See, I'm gonna go. It's a team effort, right? But you brought it up to me. I'll say that. And then I think I said pull the trigger on Scat. We're a team. This is not a Jerry Jones situation. No. I'd say you're actually the owner of the team, though. Story.
I am let's call it the manager. I don't like the phrase owner. That implies ownership of people. I don't care for that because we live in a free society.
Look at this. What a class act. Yeah, I also can't manage another. 25 is enough for me to do waivers and shit on. So and I get to talk to you. We get to have a daily text conversation about our lineup. So
there's no decision to be made until there's an actual waiver question. We'll have a few rotating the last of the bench spots, but with the number one priority, what are we going to do? I'm not going to pick up Trey Tucker on a spot start with the waiver priority. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Absolutely love it. Okay, so tonight's game, no one saw that coming. All my parlays are busted because I had not only Eagles in the line, I had alt lines Eagles, blowing them out, all that shit. And I just did not see the Giants winning this game, nonetheless blowing them out. You could have done an alternate Giants line and just creamed your fucking pants. What happened in this game, Story? I'm gonna get you the little thing here. 2 big things. I want to hear your big thing here, and I'll give you mine.
Big thing number 1, I think it's fairly obvious by now, but Jackson Dart, despite the inefficiencies in the passing game, he is a spot start streaming option, possibly creeping into the top 15 startable options every single week. So because of that rushing ability, that 58 yards on the ground, he had a touchdown to open up the game. This team looks rejuvenated with Jackson Dart under center. Russell Wilson did come in for one play, threw an incompletion. Surprise, surprise. So, yeah, that's big thing number 1.
A bad incompletion. You see how bad that was?
That was so bad. It's just surprising. It took him 4 weeks for them to figure out that Jackson Dart was supposed to be the guy. One of my hot takes was Jackson Dart was going to fall on his face, and that's why it's a hot take and not a prediction.
I will say this. Let's both just on air, since we're not one of those channels that just likes to ignore when we whiff on things. I want to own my whiffs just like I want to fucking celebrate my wins. We whiffed on the Dart thing. I believe I compared him to who's the clown that Tennessee drafted? Will Levis.
Will Levis,
I did make that comparison, and I'm going to own that one. I was wrong. It appears I was wrong, right?
Yeah. And like I said, I had a hot take on him. I never really thought that he would be the starter this year. I thought maybe like by week 12. I do have concerns with the long-term health of both him and Scatabo, though, strictly because of their running styles. Like Dart running for 13 yards, he never ran this much in college. Like it's kind of surprising. And so you look at that offensive line, which has been very porous. So he's trying to make stuff happen on the ground, and it's working out right now. I'm worried though that especially Scatabo, man, that guy runs like he wants to have CTE. It's a wicked running style.
I have a nice clip that I put in here just for Scatabo because I knew we were going to talk about him. And here's what I'll say. I'm less worried about Scatabo because he's a running back, and it is what it is. Like the quarterback can't be doing that shit, the franchise quarterback, because you can't replace the franchise quarterback. You can replace 2 or 3 games of Camp Scatabo. No offense to him. But like Jackson Dart, if he's that guy, if he's that dude, you can't just be replacing him in the middle of the season, every year, and then having, a Tua Tagovailoa situation where he's laying in the middle of the field with his hands up.
Right.
So, all right, here's the clip. You're gonna love this. It's a Sunny clip, of course, but this is totally Camp Scatabo.
Hey, what's next? All right, I'm gonna gun this car as fast as it goes directly into that wall. Now, judging by the distance, I'm thinking I could get her up to about 60, 70 miles an hour. Definitely. I was going too fast.
Oh my God! All right, let's get out of here.
Just Cam Scatabo? I mean,
that is Cam Scatabo in a nutshell. That's wild. Hey, quick question: What's that? What's the QR code for?
That is for. Oh, thank you for bringing that up. That's for the Patreon.
Oh, nice.
So they can just. I don't know how it works. I'm Amish, but it's also in the description. We'll get to that later, but. I'm also running the promo tonight. I love this promo. This is not even really a promo. It's just me being a moron. Here it is right here. It's called the Super Chat Fundraiser. There's a lot of ways to get me to chug beers, and also you can get a lifetime access to the Discord and not join the Patreon with a $50 super chat. The Discord's awesome. There's 38 people in there. It was popping tonight. It's always popping. Fucking love it. And you haven't seen the video, have you, Story?
No, I haven't.
Here's the actual video.
Here you go.
It's like 10:30 at a bar.
Is that the place by your house?
Yeah, it's Eddie's. I know the owner, and apparently he let me take my shirt off.
Yeah,
it didn't. It brought in some customers. You know what I mean? What are your thoughts on the Eagles though, real quick? Because
AJ Brown had a nice game. It was good to see him get going, but that came at the expense of Devonta Smith to a certain extent. Dallas Goedert seems to be the guy there. Like that is basically everything underneath is funneling through him. I think they're in trouble. This team, and we said it last week after the loss, the defense is not playing. They're not being creative with their disguising coverages, and they're not getting pressure on the quarterback. And we saw that in full effect tonight. Sirianni seems like he's been a little on the back foot basically the last 3 weeks. And it's concerning. I mean, you've got concern about Barkley, right? 12 rushes for 58 yards. I'm liking that season-long under 1,450 yards right now. You
got that one in the bag, bro.
Yeah, looking pretty good. Hurts got a touchdown, obviously, so he's still a good play regardless. 283 yards. They were playing from behind. This team I don't think they're built to play from behind. This is not a team that can really turn the Jets on and come back. They put pressure on teams quite a bit, and then when they're under the gun, that defense, it looks like it's a little struggling. I don't know. I'm concerned. I don't think they're the best team in the NFC anymore. I think that probably belongs to the Buccaneers, if I'm being perfectly honest.
Wow. And then the Buccaneers are beat up right now, so they're playing with these injuries, and they're actually overcoming these injuries, and they're winning these close games. So
you can't say the Packers because they got beat by the Browns. Anybody who got beat by the Browns doesn't deserve to be called the best team in the NFC. At least not within 2 weeks of getting beat by the Browns.
Yeah, J-Bob, that's just one option, the 25 for a try. I know that's deep, but I mean, hey, people want to do it. I don't care either way, but I want to chug some beers. I'll drink a fuckload of beers anyway, as you know, Story. For free. I'll actually pay to drink beers. Anyway, so I do have What do you got, T?
T.
You healthy motherfucker. I do have to tell you, you weren't on the show last night with Chaz. We had this is hilarious, bro. We had a troll, like the ultimate troll in here, that was just like talking up Josh Downs and like bringing up Josh Downs like left and right, saying he's faster than Xavier Worthy, dude. And so like I kept on banning him, and he kept on creating new profiles and coming on the street. He was 5 deep by the end. Like it was a 3-hour stream, dude. He was 5 deep by the end, and like he was like being casual about it at the end. And then he'd like say more Josh Downs shit. It was.
Was it actually? Was it? You think it might have been Josh Downs?
No, it's probably a white nerd living in his mom's basement.
I'm just saying, like somebody that's that invested in Josh Downs. Maybe it was Josh Downs trying to get his name out there.
Yeah, but he's already kind of an established player.
Yeah. Either way, I think you've made it when you've got trolls in the chat.
That's what people were saying. Yeah, it's pretty funny because it was just like, dude, when like, what are you doing? And like, we had probably 1,500 chats last night. And I was like, dude, like, I'm going through it because we were 30 minutes behind, and like, I'm just getting like 4 messages of him like talking about Josh Downs, and then I ban him, and then like I get to the next like 30 minutes down, and then there's another guy with a different name. He changed his name. One of them was like Josh Downs, like spelled differently. Like, just hilarious.
Joshua Downs.
It was funny though. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna hit you guys with the intro, and we'll get to questions and just general football conversation.
Doesn't Cam Scatabo look like he should be like hanging drywall or putting up solar panels on somebody's roof? Like,
yeah, fucking what a beast, man! What a fucking beast! I can talk about Cam Scatabo for 3 hours. I'm not gonna do that, but I could.
He's an absolute monster. I'm really, really pleased with their performance. So I gave you my 2 big things. What are your 2 big things?
So thank you for doing that. I tend to get off topic here. Well, Cam Scatabo for one, and then I've been on the Barkley kind of defender thing, you know, like his fantasy value and like buy low, all these things, and that's also it's partially because of the running back position as a whole right now. But in this game, like last game was even worse because they gave him 6 touches and they were winning by 18 points in the fourth quarter. But last year the recipe was clear. It was 25 touches to Barkley. Use the tush push, use Hurts, and then use that to play action and get deep shots to AJ Brown. And like they're going reverse right now on that, and it's not working. So, and Barkley doesn't particularly look great. He still looks good, but he looks bad for Saquon Barkley, if that makes sense. Where he just doesn't look as quick, as nimble, and the breakaway. He doesn't really have a chance, but he did start the game with 2 nice runs. It was like that's why I had the bet. I was like, I was 27 yards and 2 carries. I was like, oh, fuck yeah, dude. And then they just get blown out. Fucking wild.
Yeah, it's a real problem there in Philadelphia. I have concerns, like I said, not just about the defense, the offense. Nick Sirianni, like the dunk on the Eagles offensive. J-Bob, I was literally just about to dunk on the Eagles and their offensive play calling. Sirianni, Kevin Patullo has taken over play calling duties there, and it looks like it's just a lot of let's run, deep shot. They're not connecting. Big plays called back by penalties. Very predictable. And then clock management has been very bad this year for the Eagles. It's not just the Eagles, but in general. Yeah, I just don't know how they kind of get out of it. And I mentioned this, I don't know if it was on Sunday or Monday or whatever it was, but I was talking about how they're not – it looks like they did start to scheme stuff up better for A.J. Brown. And previously it was a lot of go routes and just he's running out there running cardio. They called several comebacks, slant plays, hit him on a couple of RPOs, which is good to see. So they're getting creative with AJ Brown, but then the rest of the offense doesn't seem to be working very well. So it's like one thing can work well for that offense, and then everything else just kind of falls apart. It's really weird to see. I'm not sure where they go from here. But they're only averaging, like, I would wager to bet it's under 300 yards a game. I would put it well underneath that, and which is just terrifying when you think about from an offensive perspective. Not 300 passing yards. I'm talking about total yardage. Yeah. I bet it's well under 300 yards a game.
AJ Brown, 9 targets, 6 catches, 80 yards. You know, you'll take it with what's transpired. But Devonta Smith, 5 targets, 4 for 49. Again, mind you, I mentioned before he had a wide open 70-yard touchdown that was going to be a walk-in. And here's the problem with that play is I know Jalen Hurts doesn't miss that very often, but he had no pressure in that play. He got to step up in the pocket. Like, you know, I don't know what show I was watching, but they made a really good quote that like, there's one thing you can't do. There's like 3 things you can do. There's one thing you can't do when you have a guy beating, you know, a defender by 6 yards. It's overthrow him. Because if you underthrow him, yes, it's not a touchdown, but it's still a 50-yard completion. If you really underthrow him, it's pass interference. And if you throw him and hit him in stride, it's a touchdown. So like there's 4 options, and the one option you can't do is overthrow the guy because you get nothing from that. And it's just a bad throw. It's a bad miss, and that's the game right there, honestly. That game flips. That was the start of the third quarter, I believe. So they would have taken the lead, I think, with that play. So, I mean, think of where we're going from there if that happens.
Yeah, I wonder how many people played the Philadelphia defense tonight. I'm guessing quite a few people played them.
I was against them in 4 leagues, bro. So 4 out of 25, which is
2 points last week, 1 point this week. I've got Minnesota and then the Giants again. So they got the Giants twice in 3 weeks. That's kind of weird.
Apparently that's a tough matchup. I mean, you would think it's a good matchup because Dart's a rookie, but they're playing this really, really elite brand of football, which is just pound the rock and have some exotic little RPOs. And they have no receivers.
You know what I noticed tonight? They're playing up tempo, so they're moving the wide receivers around the formation because these aren't big bodied, gonna box you out wide receivers. So they're getting them in. They're getting momentum. They're getting them in motion beforehand. I might be. I still think Brian Dable's pretty much an idiot, but he might have figured something out here with Jackson Dart and how to move this offense in a quicker manner.
I have one comment about Brian Dable that I mentioned in the Discord tonight when we were watching the game together, like via Discord. When Jackson Dart was in the tents, did you see Dable like yelling at him to get him out of the tent?
I don't know what that was. Was he checking on him? Was he come because there was a staff member that told Dable to leave and go back to the sideline.
Yeah,
too.
And he was yelling at the trainer saying like, "Get him in the fucking game," kind of thing. That's how I read it. That's how it looked. Which, okay, here's the point. Brian Dable is a head coach, and that's a leader of men, and that you're going to be on the camera, right? Like, you got to know how it looks, and your quarterback's 22 years old. You have no hope this year. Now, maybe I'm wrong with the no hope thing, but, like, he's your future. If there's a concussion or a neck injury or something, like, dude, give him one. He had to miss one play. Give him that third down playoff. Big deal. I know it was a bad play by Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson's also a borderline Hall of Famer. Like, not anymore. He's not. I guess that's a bad statement, but what I mean by that is, like, bro, like, it's not the Super Bowl. It's a Thursday night football game, and you look like a fucking idiot. It's literally a Mike McDaniel with Tua situation. That's how I compared it. Like, well, you know, you're on national TV, like yelling at the trainer because you're not getting the guy in the game. Like, he don't even know what the injury is yet. Gross. It's just gross.
It's a sad sight to see that, especially because we just had a coach fly off the handle at a player on the sideline last week and get fined by his organization for it. And you got to think that's like front of mind for every media department, for every NFL franchise. How they don't set out a memo and be like, hey, listen, by the way, you're on camera all the time when you're on the sideline, all the time. So don't do anything stupid like yell at a player to get back in the game right after they come out with an injury.
Or you can ask Trevor Lawrence about that because he was picking his nose.
I saw that too.
Don't pick your nose, bro. At least he didn't pull a what the fuck's the kid's name in Caddyshack? What's his nephew's name? Spalding.
Spalding, get your foot off the boat.
Yeah. Right. $50 says he says he eats it. Fucking amazing. Cheerio, what's going on, man? Someone offered me Scatabo for Hampton last week. Right before the injury. I would have kept Hampton, so I don't blame you for that one.
You can't blame yourself for that. That's
I love many Snickets.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do.
Those kinds of things are gonna. I had the opportunity to sell high on what the fuck, Justin Blackman. You remember him?
Oh yeah, weed smoker, bro. He got suspended.
Yeah, well, I had the opportunity to sell high on him after like the 3 games in a row where he just absolutely popped off like a monster.
500 yards.
People were like clamoring. I'm like, no, I got this thing. It's a golden ticket. I'm not getting. And then suspended 2 days later.
Golden ticket. Oh man, at least we got 1 year of Josh Gordon. We only got 3 games of Blackman. He was a good player. He went to Oklahoma State, right?
Yeah, he was a monster at Oklahoma State. I mean,
look at that, dude. I'm not even a college guy. How about that? That's a deep dive, baby.
That is a deep cut. That is a deep.
Thank you. You didn't say anything. I just said thank you. I love saying thank you when no one gives me a compliment. Like they're like, Rob, you look fat. I'm like, thank you.
It was
Appreciate
implied. I think it was implied.
Yeah. Yeah, Dart has hit his rush yards every game since he started. And I mentioned the Discord. I'm going to own my misses here. That bet I made in his first starting game, 34.5, just seems worse and worse every game I watch. Like, what was I doing? You know, it's like
you took the under in that, right?
no, that was the over that first game that I whiffed on. I'm saying now it just looks worse and worse watching these games. I'm just well, duh. You know, it was 34.5 the first game, right? And I was like, that's a high number against the Chargers. And he fucking beat it in the first quarter. And now he's at 50 yards every game he's played. That's like everyone being like, dude, this girl's a whore. Do not fuck her. And then I get herpes. I'm just like, fuck. You know, it was a bad decision in the first place. And now I have herpes. So the nice thing is when you lose a bet, you don't have to wear it the rest of your life.
It's true.
That's one upside here.
Herpes keeps coming back.
Although, you know, it's not deadly. So I guess AIDS isn't deadly anymore. So you know what? Fuck, who cares about STDs?
54, 55, and 58 yards each of the last 3 games, plus 2 touchdowns over that span. Long of 15, 20, and 20. He's absolutely killing it. Like, you give yourself a floor of 6 points a game as a quarterback.
Get the rushing touchdowns, yeah. How many games do you think Dart? So how many games will he play this year? Someone at Matt says, how can he stay healthy?
Yeah, can he stay healthy? I mean, I bake in probably 2 or 3 games for injury for him.
Yeah, and you know he will. The problem is that they have no receivers right now, so he's more apt to just pull it down and run because Wan'Dale Robinson looks nice.
I was going to say Wan'Dale Robinson after the down game he had last week. It was good to see him back in the fold. But yeah, Darius Slayton being hurt, obviously that doesn't help him. I really expected kind of more from Theo Johnson in this game. It was
everyone started him, baby.
2 for 27 is not ideal. At least what's his name? Daniel Bellinger didn't get like a touchdown or something. That would really that'd be fly off the handle. So yeah, I don't know that you can spot start Wan'Dale Robinson. I don't know, and obviously you start Cam Scatabo, and I think you could stream Jackson Dart. I think everything else on the Giants is a complete stay away.
Yeah, Scatabo counts as 2 players though. So
we probably just saw the best game of his season, probably his career.
No, I'm not going to say career.
Well,
you know, you want to know why it's not the best? Because he has games where he can have 7 catches, so he can have a 2 touchdown game with 7 catches. Yeah, well, he was just bashing his head into fucking Eagles, man. Fucking love it. I love that taunting call too. It was a bad taunting call, but I love just like the game's over. Like, show your dick, bro. Just show your dick because the Eagles would do it to you if it was the other way around. Let's see what we got. Faced Goddard and Robinson and had 46 points scored against me. That's rough.
Yeah, that's tough. 6 for 84 and a touchdown for Wan'Dale Robinson. I didn't see that touchdown. How did it look?
It was Jackson Dart just doing a whirling dervish in the pocket, extends the play 6 seconds, and then hits. It was like a 3rd and 8, and then hits him for like a 10-yard little out on the sideline, and then just the Eagles just like didn't try to tackle him, and just he tiptoes the sidelines. So it was a nice play, but it was more of like a reflection of Eagles like porous defense and bad effort.
Gotcha. Okay.
And that was early in the game too, which is like concerning. I get missing tackles if you're down by 17, but we're fucking talking first quarter, dude. And it's a Thursday night game. Like, come on, man. Division game. Like, get up for the game, dude. Sirianni, get your dudes up for the game.
I'm not convinced that he's a big leader of men. He's coasted on the immense talent discrepancy that Howie Roseman has put together there for him. So I'm not sure that Sirianni should still be there, frankly.
We got Chaz in the chat. What's going on, Chaz? He says Giants coming out party. Hopefully they ban the tush push, having to watch 4 straight plays of it with a false start. Was it all? I know the one was a false start for sure. I don't know if they all 4 were false starts, or is it every play is just a false start when they do it now?
I mean, I only saw the one that was very clearly a false start.
Right.
There might have been somebody moving early on the other 3, but I'm kind of with Chaz. Like 4 straight plays of this. Can we figure something out here? Like,
that's rough, man.
It's getting bad. Chaz, don't worry. It's getting bad. Like it was a tie vote from the competition committee coming into the year, and so they didn't change the rule. I guarantee you, it's getting banned this offseason. Is that a Supersonics jersey?
Yeah, man, it's Kevin Durant.
You know, I went to a Supersonics game in 2006. I went to the game that Ray Allen set the single season 3-point record.
I can't believe they moved him from Seattle. That's just such a great NBA city and just a great sports city and a great city in general. To go to Oklahoma City, the fuck, man. Yeah. Well, they got the championship. That just sucks for Seattle. Now, here's the thing. You can't really, in real time, the problem is it's such a hard play to officiate. In the Discord, I compared it to, like, officiating Shaq, where, like, it doesn't seem like a false start, but in slow motion, it's clearly a false start. But it doesn't really seem like a false start because it's all happening so fast. And you just got big bodies smashing into each other.
Yeah, so, but at the same time, like, you can only have 5 guys on the line, 6 guys on the line, 7 guys on the line, 5, whatever. Then you got two down linemen. Like, you got the 2 linemen that are standing literally. They should be able to see those guards or the tackles moving early. You know what I mean? I get it. Maybe it's the center because it's the center's covered up by the guards, but I don't know. It's just it's frustrating. I can see how it's frustrating for people.
Story, what are your thoughts? Mouth is really adamant about Dallas winning the NFC East. Tell him there's no shot.
Dude, that defense is really, really bad.
That was our point. It wasn't about their offense or their injuries or O-line injuries. It was their defense isn't getting – there's no one to get healthy because they suck. And Diggs is on that defense, and he gives up a touchdown every game. So
I don't know. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I'd be willing to bet that Washington is the favorite now to win the NFC.
For sure. Or at least they're favorite ahead of Dallas is my point.
Yeah.
And I think Dallas has beaten the Jets and the Giants without Jackson Dart. It was with Russell Wilson, and they almost lost that game. So I like Dallas. I think Dallas will win 8 or 9 games, but like it's going to take 10 to 11 wins to win this division. I mean,
yeah. I mean, Cowboys are plus 750, so I won't say there's no shot. But the Eagles are even money, and then the Commanders are plus 125. So,
are you worried about the Eagles though? Like, I still think they're winning this division. I mean, I still do.
No, I mean, I think it's a setback. I don't know that I have confidence that Sirianni will get it fixed to make a deep run into the playoffs. But I'm fully confident the talent on that team is far superior to anything else in the NFC East, including Washington.
Blake has a comment here. Josh Downs a burner for sure, though. I gotta play this. Clip real quick. This is what I'm gonna start doing when trolls come in here. This is what we have to do because you gotta pay the troll toll.
Gotta pay the troll toll to get into this boy's hole. You gotta pay the troll toll to get in. You want this baby boy's hole, you gotta pay the troll toll.
Stop. All right, not bad. I feel like you're saying boy's hole, and it's clearly soul. So it's boy's soul.
You gotta pay the troll toll to get into this boy's hole.
Right there. It sounds like hole. Like if you drag that, are you chewing gum?
Yeah.
Boy's hole. That's what we do with trolls around here. And I have a problem because I keep on answering their questions because I'm just going through so quick. And I'm just like, it's like survival mode, especially like 2.5 hours in when I'm drunk, that I just like, okay, like ask me a question about like, someone asked me about the Jewish faith. Well, I said that pretty nicely. And I just go off on like, you know, they've been persecuted for years and like they're notoriously cheap tippers. And like, so it was J Bob who was just fucking with me in a super chat. And he's like, dude, stop answering my questions. I love it though. I love it. That's what I do. Let's see. We got thoughts on Flacco this week. You think they have a chance?
Dude, Flacco looks like he wears cement shoes to work. And it's not like that offensive line for Cincinnati magically got better over the last 6 days. Like, I don't know what people are expecting Flacco is going to do under center here for this team. I don't know. Maybe I'm seeing it differently, but than everybody else. I'm not excited about. I don't know that this elevates anybody whatsoever.
Yeah, I mean it's not worse, but how much better is it? I guess. Mark says Scat said if he wasn't playing football, he would be a firefighter or pest control with his dad. Or I think he'd be a good UFC fighter.
Right? Yeah, I'm telling you, man, he looks like he looks like the guy who shows up to cut your cable line when you buy satellite. You know what I mean? Like he just looks like a regular working white dude.
Yeah, love it. Just a blue collar dude, man. Smith fucked Jason. Oh, that sounds weird. Smith fucked Jason, 49 yards, needed 51.5. Well, you would have got the whole shebang if Jalen Hurts could have hit that wide open 70-yarder. But you know what? That was the best play of the night for me, honestly. I would say I was against Devonta Smith in 7 leagues.
Oh, wow.
Somehow. And like this is the first time I've been against somebody like a player that's like even good 7 times and that hasn't gone off for 30 fucking points. It was Drake London the one time. It was it's like I was 3 for 3 in terms of like that many starts against me where like they win the week for them. So this is actually a disappointing outing for Devonta Smith. It was 4 for 49. So that's 9 points.
It's disappointing certainly for Devonta Smith. Obviously, it was disappointing for Saquon Barkley. If you had him, it was fine if you were playing Jalen Hurts. I mean, certainly I was playing against Jalen Hurts a couple places and I'm like, oh, he can't have had that good a game. Well, you had almost a 30-point fantasy day. So yeah, if you're playing Jalen Hurts, that guy is matchup proof. Like, who would you rather have the rest of the season, Jalen Hurts or I'm not going to say Josh Allen, but Lamar Jackson?
Probably Lamar. I don't know. Jalen Hurts just gets you 25 every night. This is what he does. And then if he needs like 3 rushing touchdowns to really kill it.
Yeah, well, he got a rushing touchdown. So
yeah, he didn't have one for 2 games, so he's going to get it. Xavier did say this. He said, "I told you guys the Broncos broke their spirit, and they were lost in the sauce tonight."
Sauce.
So, who do they play next week? Can we figure this one out here?
Well, they got 10 days. They had 10 days to figure it out.
That's a spot. We have Eagles play.
They've got Minnesota.
Ooh, at Minnesota. Ooh.
And then they have the Giants again. Minnesota could be a get-right game for them. You might be looking at an absolute slaughtering in 2 weeks against the Giants. This was on the road, too. Don't forget that. By the way, there's for everybody who wasn't aware, we've got 2 Monday night games again this week, everybody. And they overlap.
And another London game.
And a London game, which, like, come on, man. Like, can we just...
I want to get some fucking sleep, Story. Like,
I don't blame
Like, Sunday's such a long day for me. And, like,
you got to get up to talk about the Broncos and the Jets. Like, come on. What are we doing?
I'm actually really excited about that game, though, because I like watching Justin Fields play football, even though it's gross. I like.
Oh, guess what? There's another overseas game the week after that too.
Yeah, I think it's the last one, right?
God, I hope so.
No, I think there's a week 8. I think there's week 8 as well.
No, there's
week 8,
not.
I think.
No,
there's not.
No.
Damn it.
Week 8 though. Bye week hell there.
Max says hot take in another 2 or 3 years, Giants are NFC Championship bound. That is a hot take, but the core is there. The defensive line is elite. The quarterback seems to be. I mean, it's hard to jump to conclusions in 3 games. It's a jump to conclusions, Matt. The guy that made the pet rock, he made $1 million. But you got the quarterback, you got the running back, which isn't that important. But Theo Johnson's a monster. You got Neighbors coming back. So if they could pair another receiver that's not like a Travis Hunter type, hopefully, with Malik Neighbors, that'd be great.
Yeah, they need a solid Z. You know what I mean? Not Z. They need a solid Y. Like, they've got the X. They've got a million slot guys. They need a solid Y receiver to take pressure off of Malik Neighbors.
Mark said he played Philly's defense this week. Fuck my life. I'm dropping them. Yeah, I mean, until they get healthy. And apparently Jalen Carter's just a big loss for them. I mean, is that what we're going to say, or are they just bad? I
mean, that is a big loss any way you stack it. Don't get me wrong. But, yeah, I don't know where they kind of go from here, how they fix things in just over a week. I wouldn't be playing them next week against Minnesota, regardless of who's under center.
Ron, do not trade George Pickens for DeAndre Swift. Do not do that. I would not trade George Pickens for really anyone unless it's an RB1, like an elite RB1. Because he's a wide receiver 1, and it just looks money, right?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, at least for the time being. CeeDee Lamb is questionable to come back. I don't think he's playing this week, but
he's missing this week for sure.
Yeah. Let's see what Jihad Campbell did today. Okay, not bad. 4 tackles, 3 assists, no pressures. Okay, so it's fine, I guess. Jihad, yeah, all right. Yeah, the defense is a problem there.
Jason, I saw I'll get to your super in a second. Did you ask about that? Was it Scat, White, Dobbins, and Hall? Because this is a similar situation. You bench Scat, and like I didn't have that many options over Scat, but like in half PPR, in full PPR, you got to start Rashad White over Scatabo, just from last week's performance, the matchup. Yeah. And I think Dobbins, I would have started Dobbins over Scatabo in half PPR against the Jets, bro. Like the Jets.
Yeah. I would have too. Like, I want to be objective about this. How could I be so stupid? I said Scatabo, but the bottom line is, like, when you've got a plethora of talent, you're going to make decisions that are going to be less than ideal. It's just the nature. You have to do what you think is best for your team, regardless. Like,
and what we're not mentioning is he literally had 2.8 points in the first half. And I'm not trying to take away from his fantasy outing. Like I'm coming away. I'm more like optimistic about it based on the fact that Tyrone Tracy was an afterthought. Even him coming off an injury, like Scatabo really, like, if he didn't win the job last week, he won it this week because Tracy was active, and they wouldn't have made him active just to play a couple snaps because that's bad business. So I think they had an idea in their head to maybe get it a 70-30 split, and he just ran away with it. And like it's not about the numbers he puts up, it's about the energy he brings to the team, right? Like it's just him and Dart, like they have this. It's very exciting to watch. I would be so excited if I was a Giants fan right now, and we know they have not had a lot to be excited about since Eli Manning.
Yeah, they look like it's an exciting. I mentioned this to somebody earlier. They're like a Temu version of the Buccaneers. Like they're exciting to watch on offense, and their defense is keeping them in games. So I'd be excited too if I was a Giants fan. I used to be a Giants fan back in the Eli Manning days.
Ooh, exciting times. Wild card Super Bowls, baby. Jason, super chat. Thank you, dude. Some people in Baltimore wanted Joe Flacco over Lamar. Got to watch that clip on YouTube. Is this in like when they drafted Lamar? Is that what he's talking about?
I mean, it can't be. Joe Flacco's been in the league since they.
No, like they wanted to keep Joe Flacco instead of drafting Lamar.
Oh, I see. Okay. I mean, Flacco was already on the decline when Lamar Jackson came into the league, so I don't know about that.
Right. Well, Lamar, here's the point, is that not only did 30 teams pass on Lamar, the Ravens passed on Lamar, and they traded back up to get him. So, like, every team in the NFL passed on Lamar, including the team that currently has him, that drafted him.
Yeah.
Just before we, and then, like, he was not considered a slam dunk, and he was more, I heard more conversation about Lamar coming out as in, like, transferring positions to being a running back or receiver, right? You remember that story, right?
Not really. Just I don't really remember that conversation. I'll take your word for it.
No, I guess this. I'll say it was a conversation. Is all I'm saying.
Okay.
Or like it was brought up. Or like you never heard that at all about Justin Fields. You didn't hear that at all about Jay Daniels. You heard that about Lamar.
Don't forget, like he came from a conference. Well, it's a Power 5 conference. It's not like it wasn't the SEC or the Big Ten or even the Pac-12 at the time, right? Like definitely I would say a step down in competition. So there was definitely some concerns about him coming out.
I have a question for you, Story.
Okay.
How much does this increase Scat's trade value? Now, in the last couple of days on the stream here, and I have Scatabo everywhere, and in leagues I can't trade him, and their schedule is real tough, bro. And including this game, which seemed tough, but like this helped kind of reaffirm that he's kind of matchup proof. And I think he is because his pass catching abilities. But how much, like, where are you ranking Scat now? We already had him ranked pretty high. Is he in the top 12 conversation for you? Because it's not about him; it's about the offense looking good.
Well, yeah, I don't think so. A 2-game sample size for the offense looking great isn't enough for me to jump him into the top 12. I do think he's matchup proof, but you're going to have plenty of dud games where he catches a few passes, 2 or 3 passes, doesn't get in the end zone, rushes 12 times for 58 yards, something along those. I might have just actually quoted Saquon Barkley's exact stat line. But yeah, so he's a solid running back too, but there are going to be matchups where he doesn't come through. Right? This was if you want to trade him, I wouldn't blame you. I'm not looking to move him right now. I think you've got, I don't know, if you can get top 12 talent, then sure. Like if you can flip him for him and somebody else for Josh Jacobs, you'd do that, right?
What about him and like an ancillary piece for Kyron Williams? Let me read you their schedule real quick.
Okay.
They're at Broncos, at Eagles, home against the Niners, at Bears, at home against the Packers, at Lions, at Patriots, who have a good run D, Commanders, Vikings, Raiders, Cowboys. So the last 2 games are easy. The last game doesn't matter for fantasy. Raiders is the championship week, which is super nice.
Yep.
But so that's a very tough. That's like a 9 out of 10 in terms of like on paper tough schedule, correct?
Yeah, it's pretty rough. No argument there. Like we could see a regression for this team. I'm just kind of looking at some of the advanced win rates for Jackson Dart, because I think that offense kind of hinges on him. Like if he continues to play at a high level, then that elevates everybody in that offense. But if they start to get a little film on him and things kind of settle out, then you could be looking at. I'm not trying to move off of him, but I'm not going to turn down very lucrative trade offers. Is the way I'm trying to phrase it. He's a very.
I got one for you.
Yeah,
I got a good one for you. Story from Max. What's going on, Max? Would you rather have Fields or Dart the rest of the season? It's a serious conversation now.
It is. I don't know that Fields is a top 12 play this week.
No, I'm saying the rest of the season though.
I know. I'm just kind of working it through. Like I don't know that. Man, that's a tough conversation.
I think the deciding factor is it appears that, I mean, we know this. There's 0 chance Jackson Dart's losing his job. And we both think it'd be stupid to put Tyrod Taylor over Justin Fields, but there's a chance that happens. Now, I feel like Dart's probably more likely to get hurt with what we've seen. So that kind of washes out in terms of like who's going to play more games. But I am a little concerned that they bench Justin Fields. But like again, I coaches do dumb things, Story, and that's a dumb decision to play a 35-year-old Tyrod Taylor.
Man, oh man, like let's think about this for a second. So Justin Fields, the problem, like I guess it's good that there's 4 quarters in a game and not 3 quarters in a game, because Justin Fields seems like he needs that quite a bit.
Blake Bortles, baby.
Yeah, Jackson Dart looked good from the jump here, but. Like the league they're going to adjust. Like this is not going to be continue. I don't think this is going to continue for the rest of the season. Like leagues, rookies can come in, unknown players can come in, they can pop off for a game or 2, and then the league starts to get a little film on them, and they start to adjust a little bit. So I want to see at least a couple of games more before I'm ready to anoint a Jackson Dart a top 12 quarterback.
I feel that, especially with the weapons being depleted too. J-Bob, thank you, brother. Waddle over Olave. That's pretty much a slam dunk, right? And we love Olave here, but
I love Olave too. But there's no reason to not start Jalen Waddle. Like double negative, but yeah, you're starting. I'm starting Waddle everywhere. If without unless you're just absolutely loaded.
And again, I always mention this, and Olave is a slot guy, but he has Christian Gonzalez this week. Probably half the snaps, which is like, that means he's only viable on half the snaps because Christian Gonzalez, for my money, is the second best corner in the NFL behind Patrick Surtain.
He's not still banged up, is he, Christian Gonzalez?
No, he missed the first 3 games and now he's been back. So like now I feel like he's full go, right? And he's definitely a shadow dude. And he's not going to shadow the slot, but did you hear before we get to the next comment that the Steelers are trying to get Rashid Shaheed?
I didn't hear that. That rumor came out today?
Yeah, and I'm kind of I feel like Olave would match better with DK Metcalf, would pair better, but I'm sure Olave would fetch, a higher, probably a 3rd rounder for Olave, 2nd rounder for Olave, and a 4th or 5th for Shaheed. But, the Steelers have no issue trading draft picks, bro. So, like, I feel like, and I know they already probably losing a couple draft picks from the DK trade. That was a 2nd rounder they gave up. So they don't have a 2nd rounder to give up. But at this point, like, I would rather have Olave than I love Shaheed, but like Shaheed just kind of seems like he runs similar routes to what DK runs, opposed to like Chris Olave is a jack of all trades.
Yes, I mean, I want to see more production. We're getting the targets, we're getting the even some of the receptions, but we need more production in order to feel confident putting Olave in the lineup. I thought by now he would have catapulted himself in the top 15, but that conversation is still yet to come.
All right, I got to get back to the chat here, and where are we at here? We're still in this one. Sorry. We both agree that Rachaad White was the play over Scat, though, so I wouldn't feel bad about that one.
Yeah, I mean, Stoin. I literally did the same thing. I slotted not Rashad White, but somebody else in for Scatabo at 7:14 p.m. today.
What are your thoughts on A.J. Brown rest of the season? Give me a number, a general number, because it looks a little better. And at least I feel like physically, the eye test, he does look better, and he looks more engaged. And, he's been bitching about getting the ball, and now he's going to start bitching about losing. So he's going to be bitching about everything.
Well, I mean, what are the lessons that the Eagles are going to draw from tonight? They get the ball to A.J. Brown, their number one guy, who was unhappy, and they got they got their teeth kicked in. So I can absolutely see Sirianni going back to the ground and pound next week, and A.J. Brown fading. It's going to be hit hot and cold this year. You're going to have plenty of A.J. Brown games, but you're going to have plenty of duds. So he's not a locked and loaded wide receiver one. I think you have to start him every single week, but I don't expect every single week you're going to get wide receiver one production.
Where would you roughly have in full PPR? He was drafted wide receiver 9, 10, 11-ish. Are you thinking wide receiver 20, wide receiver 18?
No, probably 16 to 18. I'd say I still have. I'm still confident in his ability to produce, but that team, given the options, they would rather keep the ball on the ground. So if they're up, they're not going to be throwing the ball. They're not like Dan Quinn and the Commanders or Dan Campbell and the Lions. Like,
we got Josh Downs in here. That is totally Josh Downs, bro. He was mentioning Keontae Turpin last night. I got you guys the moderator ability, so sorry, Ron or Josh Downs, or whoever the hell you are. The chat does not need more just fluff, okay? There's no fluff in the chat is what I'm saying, and now we have fluff in the chat, and I'm not in for that. So
speaking of the Cowboys, what are your thoughts on Ryan Flanoy?
I'm not buying in, man. I'm not buying in. I can't. No, because, is Turpin out? I think he's out.
I don't know.
If Turpin's out, maybe, but, dude, no. We've seen this with Troy Franklin and Trey Tucker, and, that's just grasping at straws, bro. I'm not doing that.
That feels like point chasing. I looked at he went to Homewood Flossmoor High School. Ryan Flanoy.
No, you knew what college he went to, right? I said that last night in the stream. I was like, I didn't even know who this guy was. I was like, I guarantely Story knows what college he went to, and what high school he went to.
When he came up on the broadcast on Sunday, I knew he went somewhere. I actually didn't know. I had to look it up. I knew he went to like a FCS school. It turns out he went to God damn it, I looked it up too. Southeast Missouri State.
Wow, you fucking nerd. Loopy balls hurts for Dart. We're not going there yet, Loopy.
No. That's a little aggressive, Loopy.
Jay's 5-0. Would you trade Saquon for CD?
Interesting.
Full PPR, probably.
I was going to say, is this a PPR or half?
I've converted Story into the scoring making a big difference. He used to say it was marginal. Now he's all about this PPR shit.
I'm still of the mindset pre-draft it's marginal. When you're talking about like daily, like not daily, but like week to week, that kind of stuff does make a difference. But I guess I'm just qualifying. I would
You're
do that.
You're digging yourself a hole, Story.
If you
digging that grave, bro.
If you need wide receiver help, I would do that.
Yeah. The only worry is CD comes back and he comes back a little early and hurts his ankle again. But, running backs get hurt more than wide receivers already. So I would do it.
Let's see what CD.
You got to think of preseason, right? They were both going in the same pick. They were both going 4-5 typically. Yeah. So you're 5-0. You can afford 1 week of missing, and Saquon just doesn't look like he's going to have the same pop. And here's the problem is why I was worried was the 4 straight tush pushes. It's one thing to do it once. They did 4 straight, dude. 4 straight. And that's 4 chances Saquon had over 4 to even get the touch. That's real concerning because last year he was making his hay on all those long runs. And if he's not getting those, what is his touchdown upside right now? Because right now we've seen his touchdowns on receptions. Yeah. And the end around fake tush push, which was cool. But those are gimmick plays. That's not real touchdowns. You know what I mean? Cam Scatabo scoring real big boy touchdowns. You're not getting that from Saquon right now.
No, you're really not. So that's a concern. The latest on CeeDee Lamb is they said he's making progress, but he has not practiced yet this week. So I would make plans to be without him.
Yeah, it's probably smart on their end anyway, especially with, the division being not out of reach, I guess, even though, like, if you talk to Mouth South, they're favorites. Sorry, Mouth. CK, Cubs win game 5, going to game 5. You think they take it home, Story?
I don't know. I don't watch baseball anymore.
Yeah, me neither.
Football season.
Agreed. Here we go. Here comes Josh Downs. I heard the narrative game, Colts versus Cards. I'm gonna skip that question. Junk Buster, rather have Scat Pack or JCM? It's Scat for sure over JCM, right?
Yeah, it is Scat. He has solidified himself in the job, and while I think JCM made a case for that, we have yet to see it. We need to make sure that JCM is actually the guy. Now he should have a really good game. They're playing the Bears. The Bears run defense couldn't stop a I didn't want to say Special Olympics kid, but they couldn't stop.
You can say it. You can say it.
They're bad. Let's just say they're bad. Good game. Hopefully that goes more towards him being the lead back there, but they're not getting. They're going to use Jeremy Nichols. Like, he's going to be in on third downs. He's going to be in on passing situations. So JCM has never profiled as a massive pass catcher. So it's Scatabo has that dating back years in college. So it's Scatabo.
Let's pour one out for Jay. He's playing against Scatabo and Goddard this week. That's a 55 burger.
That's rough, man. Yeah.
And not even like elite level players in terms of, like, he might have like actual like studs, like first round like fantasy drafts picks.
So
like
Goddard's got to be a locked and loaded top 6 tight end for the rest for the foreseeable future, right?
Apparently, man. I mean, the dude looks good for one. They're giving him these design little pop passes, like Travis Kelce treatment around the goal line.
Yeah.
And like Jalen Hurts just can't throw the ball downfield. So it works, man.
And I think a lot of his dip in production was due to, like, he was dinged up last year quite a bit. So I wonder if he's fully healthy now.
Mouth says they have to bench Fields because Tyrod can run a functional NFL offense and help the Jets figure out what positionally they have in offense. I'll tell you what they have positionally in offense. Dog shit. They have Garrett Wilson, who we all know is an all-pro, in my mind, a top 10 NFL receiver. And they have Josh Reynolds, who we know what he is. Mason Taylor, I think we know who he is. He's a starting 10 in the NFL. And they have Breece Hall, who they're not bringing back. So,
and they have Allen Lazard. Don't forget, they have Allen Lazard.
Yeah. So, and Tyrod Taylor's 35, bro. He's been a backup for his whole career. So, like, there's no upside of finding a starting quarterback. Now, maybe there's not with Fields either. But if it's really that bad with Fields, I think Tyrod gives him a better chance to win. Why would you play Tyrod week 10 if he gives you a better chance to win? You have a chance to get a top 3 pick. Just play Justin Fields. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but Aaron Glenn, like, first year head coach, he was supposed to be the defensive guy. The defense looks pretty suspect. Is he playing or is he coaching for his job? The other thing is, like, they're cleaning house on the offense. I don't think that Fields will be there next year. I don't think that I'm 99% certain that Breece Hall won't be there next year. There's a strong – I know the dead cap's pretty high on Garrett Wilson. I don't think they want to get rid of him, but there's a chance that, like, this Jets offense looks completely new. I think they're getting the first overall pick this year.
Jason, somber one. Thank you for the donation. Appreciate you, man. Rip sister Jean.
The nun from Loyola?
Yeah, 106 years old.
She passed away today?
Yeah, I just looked it up. That's the 9th. That's today. 106 years old, though. I mean, if there's ever been a celebration of life, you know how they use that as like a thing. Celebration of life is Sister Jean. 106 years, bro. Like, sign me up for 75 right now. That gives me 40 more years almost. Like, sign me up for 75 right now. When I get to 74, I'll have to do a bunch of crazy shit for a year. But 106, like, I mean, again, pour one out for her. Feel sorry for her family, but, like, that's a great life.
She was active. Like, remember when Loyola made that run in the tournament a couple of years ago? Like,
yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
So, but I'm with you. Like, give me the 80 and I'll check out. Like, mentally, I'll be pretty good. I don't want to be pushed around in a wheelchair.
No, but here's the question is for me. Like, the second I can't jerk off, I want to die. So can I still jerk off at 80? Like, I'll be taking dick pills to jerk off. Like, hopefully I have a hot nurse. Yeah. So J-Bob, how close to beer chug? We have 5 more. Since I haven't done one yet, I'll probably do one here. If I get 2 more, I will do one. Hopefully it's not J-Bob. You give enough. I'll do one for 2 more. We're going to get back to the questions though. And I keep on getting lost. Saquon who? Scatabo now. Do you see that sign? That was actually a pretty good sign.
I saw a sign with a picture of his face. Is that the one you're talking about?
No, there was one that said like Saquon who, we have Scatabo, something like that. And the chick had really bad teeth. Really bad teeth. Let's see. So Travis says, do we think JCM will have more weeks like this last one?
I do. Yeah, I certainly do. Again, the challenge there is going to be like if they start losing games, McNichols is not going away. They're going to continue to use Jeremy McNichols. I think that Chris Rodriguez will still rotate in a little bit, but it feels like JCM's job to lose. But we got to make sure of that. Like we've seen coaches go back to guys, who was it earlier in the year who had like Woody Marks, right? Like Woody Marks absolutely crushed in week 3 and then week 4, and then week 5 comes around and he's just non-existent in that game. So I'd like to think so, but I don't know. Coaches do dumb things. So he's going to have plenty of good games though.
You starting Drake May or Bo Nix story?
I have that exact scenario in the other league that we're in, that we're playing against each other, and I'm starting Drake May.
I'm playing against you?
Not this week. I just meant like we're competitors. We're not.
Oh, okay. Because I started Jackson Dart in that league, and I actually did pretty well. So that's pretty cool. Should I start? I had Joe Burrow.
Oh, yeah, man. This league, people hoard defenses and quarterbacks. Like I noticed.
Bullshit. Should I start Saints D or Titans?
Titans
for sure. They have the Raiders, right?
Titans have Las Vegas, and Gino's been the worst starting quarterback by virtually every metric across the board. It's such a step back. He's not guaranteed, but pretty certain he's going to throw an interception.
I made that call. This is Mouth. Thank you, Mouth. Appreciate you, bro. I made that call in the pod before the Parsons trade. I can't back off from it now. Their 2 wins are trash. They tied Green Bay. NFC East is a bad division. I guess you know what? I wasn't thinking about the fact they did tie Green Bay. I was talking about their wins. Like that's essentially a win to me, right?
I don't think anybody felt like that was a win. I don't think anybody in the stadium, anybody in either organization.
It was a loss for Green Bay, though, right? Like that's a loss for Green Bay.
I don't think the Cowboys felt like that was a win, though. But you're right that was definitely was a loss for Green Bay.
Yeah, I think they. I don't know. I don't think they can win the division. I actually like the Cowboys, but like, I think their ceiling is 9 wins. Now, does 9 wins get it done in that division? That's the problem. I don't think it does.
No, I don't think so either. Like, don't forget the Eagles. Like the last 2 games, they're still 4-2, right? And they're kind of they've got their bye weeks coming up, but I'm not that concerned about the Eagles yet.
Whoa, Timothy is a genius. Did I call her to what? I left Saquon on the bench where he belongs. I wonder if the Commanders can win the division. That's a ballsy move. That's a move I never make in fantasy. Like, unless a guy's like hurt or something, and that might be one of my shortcomings in fantasy. But that was a good move. What did Saquon have? 8 points? 7 points?
Something like that. 7.6, I think, and a half PPR.
Jesus. What's up, Jacob?
We might have to have a come to Jesus moment if Derrick Henry continues to underproduce.
But see, that the difference is like that's because Lamar's injury, right? Like that's essentially an injury. Like this is for the most part, a healthy Eagles team besides the offensive line. Like Lamar is that team, and like their defense is so bad that Henry's game script problems, right? Like that's the problem. And apparently Saquon Barkley has game script problems because they're playing fucking AJ Dillon on passing down work. Dude, AJ Dillon's returning kicks. He's playing passing down work. Story. What's going on?
Yeah, I think you're right there, though. Like, who's the backup there? It's going to be a rotation. Like, did Tank Bigsby get in the game at all today?
He dropped that fucking kick return. They're using him on kick returns.
Well, I know he's been playing. I know he's been playing special teams. I don't think he's played an offensive snap since he got traded.
And why aren't they using Will Shipley? Will Shipley should be in the games on third downs, not AJ Dillon. AJ Dillon is an early down back.
See, coaches like they get under the gun. They've had success for so long. Sirianni has had tremendous success under the gun, and he starts making dumb decisions.
Yeah.
That end of the halftime, or the end going into half, when they just lackadaisically kind of move the ball 25 yards upfield, like what an absolute joke that was.
Look at this. Someone in Jay's league started Dart, Scat, and Giants defense. Now, I get the first two, possibly, like definitely scat, but Giants defense is a bold call, and that interception return, like they put up 20 fucking points?
Well, that didn't go in the end zone, did it?
Now I'm thinking about, no, it didn't. It wasn't a pick six. Okay, so they probably put up 12. But you know what pisses me off is I started the Giants defense everywhere last week against New Orleans, and they fucking got me like 2 points. And of course, I'm not going to fucking roll them out there after that fucking bullshit against the Eagles, even though they're at home. And then that's what happens when you stream sometimes. When it goes well, you like pick up a team that kills it. You drop me, pick up another team that kills it. When it goes bad, you pick up a kicker or defense that does nothing, and then you pick up someone else, and that defense or kicker kills it, and the guy you pick up sucks. It's a vicious cycle.
It is a vicious cycle. And how many times have you picked up the consensus number one streaming defense on the week, whether it's the Broncos or the Browns or the Ravens, and they lay an egg, right? Like that's just.
I have an announcement for the podcast here. We have a legit Josh Downs question. So I'm very excited to answer this one that actually matters. Jacob, I appreciate you. Should I start Josh Downs, T. Higgins, or Jerry Jeudy? Can only start one in PPR. That seems like a legit Josh Downs question. It's an inside joke, Jacob, for us and the listeners from last night. I don't think it's Jerry Jeudy. I think that's
I was going to say you can cross Jerry Jeudy off the list immediately. Damn, that one is.
I think here's my call. If Alec Pierce misses, you start Josh Downs.
Yeah,
but it seems like he's going to play, so then I'm starting T. Higgins, which is gross in PPR. But with Joe Flacco, I mean, I know I'm not too optimistic, but I'm going to start T. Higgins because you drafted him high for a reason. He's going to come out and have maybe 80 yards, my guess. Joe Flacco's going to be slinging the ball around the yard, right?
I mean, again, that's great and all, but like, how much time is he going to have to connect downfield with those guys?
Not much.
I mean, what if we could have a Gesicki game here?
Yeah, Gesicki. Timothy, Jalen Hurts is the fourth best quarterback in his division. This is what happens when you get big ups for riding coattails of the 2K back. I'm not going to go that far, bro. Jalen Hurts is still a borderline top 5 quarterback just based on, I'm not a big Jalen Hurts guy. We did the exercise last night. We named our top 3, and I was trying to figure out who 4 and 5 is, and then Baker might be in that conversation. Justin Herbert might be in that conversation. But, it's hard for me to put Justin Herbert over Jalen Hurts. Now, if I was starting a team on the Raiders with that roster, I'd rather have Justin Herbert than Jalen Hurts. But, at some point, we got to actually give some flowers to dudes that actually win. Justin Herbert's never won a playoff game. And it's actually done the opposite. He's laid eggs in playoff games. He blew a 28-point lead and then threw 4 picks last year. So, who do you want, Story? This year, you want Jalen Hurts or do you want Justin Herbert?
Jalen Hurts.
I think Justin Herbert's a better quarterback than Jalen Hurts, but if you have a good, yes, it's coordinator.
He doesn't mean he's a better quarterback. The entire quarterback, people think he's a better quarterback because he's much better at throwing the ball downfield or whatever. But the entire quarterback landscape is reading defenses, making adjustments at the line, athleticism, being able to create plays where there's nothing there, all that kind of stuff that we wanted Caleb Williams to do. Jalen Hurts already does that stuff.
I think here's the thing: is if you put Jalen Hurts is kind of not calling him a system quarterback, but if he has a bad system with a bad OC, Jalen Hurts is going to look like Justin Fields. No offense to Jalen Hurts, but if he has a good situation, he'll be good. If he has a great situation, he's going to win Super Bowls. Now, Justin Hurts won't win Super Bowl. Justin Fields won't win Super Bowls in Jalen Hurts' situation because he's not good enough. Is that eloquently explained? Or I think Justin Herbert can do more with less.
Yeah. Okay. Well, what's more, because Justin Herbert has a career 500 record and hasn't won a playoff game.
There you go. Right? J Bob, I'm gonna give it. I give it 7. I'm gonna do it. And so, where do you put him? Why I chug this drink? Where do you put him in your ranks? You put him top 5?
We're talking not fantasy, right? We're talking real life.
Yeah.
Top 5, yeah. I put Jalen Hurts in the top 5. I don't think there's any reason to I know that QB wins aren't a stat, but that he's done nothing but win since he's been starting in the NFL.
Barkley getting traded? I don't think so, Ryan, but you never know. Do you guys think BTJ is still a good buy based off Monday's night game? Kept forgetting to ask. I've been saying since week 3, BTJ's a buy, and it's kind of not looked good the last couple of weeks. That's one of my bets this week. I'm doubling down story on Brian Thomas. He's at 57.5 yards.
What was it last week?
56.5.
So it went up. I definitely think BTJ is a buy. I think you're going to have trouble prying him away. I think that the people that are probably anchored to where he was drafted. So it's been very difficult. Like my negotiations with BTJ have been getting stalled. I think people see like, oh, they're just not connecting and he's got plenty of targets. But yeah, if you can get him, it's probably a good buy.
Here we go. Who's going to be the scapegoat here with the Eagles? If this slide continues and we go from 4-0 to like let's say 5-3 or 5-4, they fire in the OC, they fire in the defensive coordinator. They're not firing Sirianni. Obviously, he's got some leeway there.
They're not firing anybody midseason as long as they're at 500. I don't really think that's an issue whatsoever. Why is there rumors floating around that somebody's getting fired there? Like they're 4-2.
No, but I know, but it's the manner they've lost these games. That Denver game was just an abomination in the fourth quarter. The play calling was terrible. They didn't run the ball. They're up by 18 points, 17 points, gross.
Right.
And then this game, this is just I know it's not like a Thursday night, it's not like a Monday night or Sunday night, but everyone still watches these games. And the Giants are a joke. I mean, they're not a joke. We know they're not a joke, but they have been a joke, and they're not viewed as like an elite team. They're viewed as an up and coming team.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. I guess there's a potential, but like they're gonna fire like a relatively new offensive coordinator just because of a down season. It seems rash, if you ask me.
It does. Baker, man, don't say that. He said Baker says if I make it to 45, I'll be lucky. How old are you, Baker? He's like, what if he says he's 44? I mean, as long as you're not like a heroin user, I think you're okay.
What if he owes the mob money or something?
Whoa. Blake says, my great uncle died earlier in the year. He was the Kentucky's oldest living World War II veteran, lived to be 108.
Holy Nike.
And I forgot to say that beer was for Sister Jean. And then, you know what I'm going to do? Just for, since I love Blake, I'm going to chug one for his great uncle. Let me know what his name is, Blake. I'm going to chug one for your great uncle. So my wife's out of town tonight. I'm going to get fucking smashed. I'm holding up pretty well. I didn't have too many before the game. So, let's see. Watch Gino. Jay says, watch Gino torch the Titans now. Actually, I wouldn't be surprised by that. Gino is one of those guys that just doesn't have a conscience, right? He's like the NBA player that misses 9 straight threes, and he's still like Nick Young, who's still chucking up threes. That's Gino.
Yeah, I mean, I'm streaming Tennessee in a league this week, so I'm putting my money where my mouth is. I think it's in a league that you and I are in, actually. Tennessee. Yeah, I've got Tennessee slotted in right now. I think on paper it's a good play, but man, Gino looks bad. Like if he turns it back around, and it could be rough. Like that Tennessee defense is nothing to write home about. Like there's some concerns on both sides of the ball there. So it's a risk, but I'm in a league where there's not a whole lot of streaming options. So I'm going with Tennessee.
Ooh, Travis, betting on the Falcons to beat the Bills on Monday Night Football. Penix plays way better at home, which is very true. What do you all think? Money line, I'm guessing they're what, 4 or 5 point underdogs?
I don't know. I haven't looked at the rest of the schedule this week yet. And yeah, 4.5 points. So right down the middle there. Buffalo. 4.5.
That's
points.
Vegas own. So what's that, plus 200?
Yeah, around there. Yeah. I mean, they're at home. That offense runs through Bijan Robinson. The Bills do have some issues with stopping the run, so I could see that.
Here's the problem with that. You know what that would mean? That means that Josh Allen and the Bills lose 2 in a row. That's what that means. That's the only problem. If they had won that game against the Patriots, I would be much more likely to like that. I mean, I know we just saw the Eagles lost 2 in a row, but the Bills are a little different. They have no issues right now, in my mind. Do they have any issues to you? Sorry?
No, they just had an off game. They've got like just a ton of number 2 wide receivers and Dalton Kincaid. Dalton Kincaid.
Baker said, I swear hands down, Cowboys and Longhorns fans are the most insufferable people on this planet. I don't know much about Longhorn fans. I know they're struggling right now with the Manning experience, which has just not been good. How bad does he look, Story? Give me the Arch Manning 2-minute little thing.
I've watched
bad.
like 4 out of 5 games of Texas this year, and he looks bad. He has made some incredible throws, but he also has he's pulling the trigger too early. He's often his first read is gone, so he'll tuck the ball down and run instead of going through his progressions. He's inaccurate, and he's also dealing like with the whole pressure of the media and him being the son of in that family. It's
Yeah. I'll ask you this: what you want? You want Jackson Dart rest of career, or do you want Arch Manning rest of career?
Jackson Dart at this point.
Is that wild that we're talking? Like, think of before the season, right? Arch Manning was guaranteed top 1 or 2 pick. Like the dude, it was like we heard tank for Tua. This is a tank for Arch thing.
Yeah,
and Jackson Dart, we laughed at him. A lot of people laughed at that pick. It's supposed to be really raw, and now we're saying we want Jackson Dart over Arch Manning.
I mean, what I've seen, nothing is guaranteed in the NFL, but what we've seen from 2 short starts out of Jackson Dart, he looks miles ahead, certainly more ready. Every week, Arch Manning is playing himself further and further down the draft. Now, he'll still be drafted in the first round. Don't get me wrong. Like they will right this ship. But yes, I agree. Longhorns fans could be insufferable. They're the hook 'em, the Steve Sarkisian is God talk. I can't stand any of that stuff.
I have a question for your story. You don't think that the Mannings will endorse the Shedeur Sanders approach to the draft process? He's going to be miming interviews and fucking like giving the middle finger to teams. Like, is he going to do that?
I would hope not. But again,
I'm kidding. They would never do that.
Yeah, I have. Yeah, I don't know. I was rooting for Matt Arch, but he's struggling.
He is. Derrick Henry put up 2 points, but sorry. He had a bad game. He's talking about the game against the Chiefs.
That game was entirely on Harbaugh. Like I said, he's overstayed his welcome there. Like, what do you have? Like, touched the ball maybe 4 or 5 times in that game. Just an absolute disaster of a game. It was a close game too.
Yeah, who would have thought you had Barkley, Devontae, and Goddard going, and Goddard saved your ass? Like, who would have thought that, right?
Yeah, no kidding.
I'll get to your super in a second, J-Bob. Thank you again. I'm going to get to a question so Sora can answer why I got to do this for Blake's pour one out for Blake's superstar uncle, great uncle, I believe, as he said, right?
Great uncle. He was Kentucky's second oldest World War II veteran or oldest World War II veteran. I can't remember what he said.
I'll give you this one while I do it. This is funny. 2 people. Is Russell Wilson shocked?
I've never seen a player play themselves out of Hall of Fame contention before. Well, that's what we saw this year in New York and last year in Denver. Like, that's just wild, man. He should have retired. Like, when it goes, it goes.
This makes MJ and the Wizards seem so much better. I mean, so much better. This is fucking trash. Here we go. For Blake's uncle, he said his name in here. Sorry, I got to get that. Oakley Hacker. I appreciate your service, sir. Rest well. And that's a hell of a life for 100, 106, 108.
What the hell?
Here you go. To shorten my life, here's another beer chug.
We say Oakley Hacker? Is that his name?
You probably find him.
I just Googled him. Yeah, Oakley Hacker, Kentucky's oldest World War II veteran, dies at 108.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you're telling me Blake's not a bullshitter?
No, man.
We established on that one.
This is like there's plenty of articles plus his obituary.
Miles says, "Hey, Story, good job on your Bucks call. Second best in the NFC to the 49ers, in my opinion. But yeah, Bucks are wildly underrated. Do you think you want the Niners or Bucks?
I think the Bucks are better. Like the 49ers, like it's all Shanahan, and I get it. They're going to get better when they get healthy. If they get healthy, like they're getting George Kittle back at some point. Although, did I hear that there was a setback in his recovery?
Who?
Kittle? George Kittle. Yeah, Kittle. Did I hear that?
No, he just not. We all assumed he was gonna be ready week 6. It seems like he's questionable for week 7, which is not great.
Okay.
Here's my thing on the Niners before I get to J-Bob super chat. Is it's very encouraging. Like Shanahan, we know is a wizard. It's encouraging that they are 4-1 right now, and the injuries they've had are they're like the team from hell team. Usually that team is like the like look at the Ravens right now. That's a team from hell team. But they're 4-1, and the Ravens are 1-4. So yeah, they've had some close wins and not the hardest schedule. But the fact they're maintaining without Purdy, and then Purdy plays, he's banged up and also not playing well. Kittle's played 1 series. You've had no receivers. Jennings came into the year hurt. Pearsall's only played 2 games. Ayuk's out for has been out for the whole year. Nick Bosa has only played 2 games. Like, it's impressive. And like, now you're not getting Nick Bosa back, unfortunately. That's one big problem. But besides that, like, the offense looks like it's gonna be a juggernaut when it gets healthy. If Brock Purdy gets his head out of his ass.
I don't know that it's going to look any better than it does right now. I think a lot of that, like I said, is scheme dependent. So they looked great when they were fully healthy with Ayuk and Jawan Jennings last year, Kittle, and they look great now. So I think it's just be like, thank you for your service, Jake Tunges, but George Kittle is back, and they're going to have very similar production.
J Bob here. Thank you again. $5. Appreciate you, man. You are keeping the lights on this show almost single-handedly. Is it Pachulo? Pachulo. Okay. Pachulo. I don't know the guy's name because he's a clown. Pachulo goes out of his way to draw up plays where none of our pro players can get open. That's a problem.
Yeah.
Who is this guy? Where did he come from, Story?
He was this is his first year as an offensive coordinator. He was with the Eagles last year. He was their wide receivers coach or passing game coordinator. Something like that.
Their water boy? He's
their offensive coordinator.
Are you sure he wasn't the water boy?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Is this right? Mark says minus 120 for Gino to throw a TD, minus 145 for Cam.
I mean, not surprising, right?
Well, I'm betting that, brother.
You what? Yeah. Oh, because you're saying it's short?
Yeah, bro. Usually it's 1.5. Like, that's the line. It's never 0.5. 0.5 is like minus 200 for any quarterback. What's your favorite NFL team from number one Rams fan? I'm guessing his Rams are his number one team. We're both Bears fans, but we're not loud and proud. We're not loud and proud with it, right?
No, I'm very critical of that organization, and we've talked about it multiple times. I would say, barring that, previously, I loved the Giants during the Eli Manning era. I loved the Patriots during the Tom Brady era. And then when Tom Brady went to the Bucs, I started to really root for the Bucs, and I kind of stayed that way because I like Baker. And I love Emeka Egbuka.
Are you just voluntarily saying you're a bandwagon dude?
I'm not a bandwagon dude. Listen, I've been cheering for Tom Brady for decades. All right, the man is a guy. The man is he's a goddamn hero.
I'm on record on this podcast saying I'd rather fuck Tom Brady than Giselle, so I must like Tom Brady too. That's a fact.
The worst thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
Giselle kind of looks like an alien, bro.
Yeah, but it's Giselle.
I know it's a dude. I know. It's a dude. It's me fucking. It's me fucking a dude too. No, no. It's not me fucking a dude. It's me fucking a god. Okay, me fucking a god.
That's true.
That's my take on Brad Pitt. Like, if I could bang prime Brad Pitt, like, I could go brag that to girls and be like, "You fuck Brad Pitt in '99, bro. Fuck me." That's my. This is not fantasy football talk. Ryan says, weird that Brown and Barkley aren't getting the same looks as last year. ? It's very, very weird because that's their team, right? The fuck.
Yes, it's again. I'm convinced that they're not. It's difficult to say what's wrong with the Eagles, but they're still 4-2. So, like I said again, there's a couple of bad games here and there aren't the end of the world for this team. They're not utilizing Brown. They don't need to utilize Brown. They would rather run the ball, but they're not built to play from behind, and that's the problem here. Saquon Barkley, I don't know why he got pulled off in the 2-minute drill. That was very odd to see. But we all expected that Barkley was going to come back down to earth. Like that was just a magical season. That was lightning in a bottle. You can't replicate that year over year. That kind of stuff is not sticky. And we saw the same thing with AJ Brown last year. Don't forget, like, there was plenty of games where AJ Brown disappeared last year. We assumed that the passing game would have to have an uptick this year because the running game wasn't going to be as efficient. But this is not a team where this funnels through one dude if necessary. Jahan Dotson almost scored the first touchdown of the Super Bowl. Don't forget.
That is correct. Yes. All grown up. What's going on, man? Waller or Kraft? I could play Mims in that spot as well. No. Oh, you get kick return points, but still no. It's Kraft, right? We love Kraft. It's going to be Kraft.
Yeah, I've got Kraft as the number 2 tight end this week.
Here you go from Blake. Question for Story. Who are your top 3 quarterback prospects in college right now? Let's limit it to the 2025 class.
Okay.
Oh, 2026 class. Sorry.
The
class coming in.
Yeah, because it's changed recently a little bit. The 2027 class looks amazing. But right now, it's changed. My number one prospect right now, you're not going to believe it. It's Fernando Mendoza from Indiana. The kid looks incredible. And then after him, I've got John Mateer. He broke his thumb earlier in the year, and he's from Oklahoma. He broke his thumb earlier in the year, and so he has been out for the last 2 games. He's pushing to come back for Texas. And then probably after that, just the way that he's played is Dante Moore from Oregon. That team looks really good, and Dante Moore looks really efficient. So Dante Moore is going to be more of the game manager type than Mateer and Mendoza, who are both playmakers. Mendoza is going to be slinging the ball. He's like a Baker type. He's going to be slinging the ball. And then Mateer is a on the ground, also like he'll take deep shots, but he's not afraid to run the ball. And Dante Moore. But keep an eye on Josh Hoover from TCU. I'm fairly certain he's coming out this year.
You have no Cade Klubnik, right? It's Klubnik. You have none of
Cade Klubnik? No. Yeah. I didn't even have Cade Klubnik in the top 3 prior to the season. I know that he was.
Max says, one thing I don't get is why you guys are so down on Judy but praise Myers when Judy gets as many targets as BTJ. Neither are bad, honestly. I think Gabriel. Well, no, here the thing is, Jerry Judy is bad. He is bad at football, and the problem isn't okay. Jerry Judy's part of the problem, but the offense under Dylan Gabriel as constructed, which what I watched with my own eyes, I know it was 1 game sample size. I could also go back to college days. Is that he does not have the arm or the ability to throw like deep outs. So it's going to be a lot of running with Judkins. It's going to be a lot of check downs to Fannin and Njoku and to the running backs. It's not going to be a lot of receiver stuff. And when Judy gets targets, what does he do? Fucking drops them. So I know Jacoby Myers is a very, very professional receiver, and he does not drop passes.
I'm also you and I might disagree though on Jacoby Myers, because I'm not high on Jacoby Myers at all. I don't want wide receivers who are the number 1 on their team, but they're not a number 1 wide receiver in the league, like on a bad team. Like the Malik Neighbors situation prior to the ACL tear, that's fine because he's a guy who's going to demand the ball. And I don't mean like physically demand the ball. I'm talking about a guy that you want to get the ball to. Jacoby Myers doesn't profile as that guy, and it's a bad team. So I'm off of Jacoby Myers, and I was off of him prior to the start of the season too. I thought everything was going to run through Brock Bowers, and I'm convinced it will if he comes back healthy, which is why I hope they keep him on the shelf for another 2 weeks. It really looks like that injury is going to take a full month to heal.
Well, my love for Jacoby Myers is not season long. It's probably gonna be one of my bets this week too. It's 50 yards, I believe it is. It's for the short term. As long as Bowers is out, and I expect Geno to play better because he has to play better. It's this next 1 to 2 to 3 weeks. Jacoby Myers is that dude because Trey Tucker is not that guy. Okay, he had 1 good game. Good for you. And Dante Thornton sucks. So until I see Jack Batch actually playing real snaps, Jacoby Myers is going to be a mid-level wide receiver 3 in PPR. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. All right.
And I like 50 yards this game against Titans. Like I like that. So that's it's not my love for Myers. It's my hate for Judy. And I used to be a Judy guy, dude. Like I love Jerry Judy. I compared him to Devontae Adams, which is a fucking wild take that I made because my comparison was coming off the line. You know, we all say Devontae Adams is probably the best in the world at coming off the line. His stutter steps and the way he fucking sets up the defenders. Jerry Judy actually has some of that in his game. And early in his career, I saw that, and I was like, he's actually more athletic than Devontae Adams, but he can't catch, and he's not savvy, and he can't beat zone. Right. That's the problem with Jerry Judy.
How often do we see a year 5 wide receiver actually break out and become a real star in the league? It's pretty rare. But guys can have short stretches. We saw that with Cedric Tillman last year on that same team. So we got to make sure that when we're evaluating these players, we got to make sure that we're talking about, okay, what have they done over their careers? And let's not just look at the last 3 games of the last NFL season to make all of our judgments.
Oh, Unique with a 20 bang, dude. Thank you. I love Unique. What a guy.
Unique. I didn't even know
he's not even in here that much. And when he's in here, I love this guy. He said, gentlemen, appreciate the knowledge as always. You guys are a dynamic duo. We are kind of a dynamic duo. We're kind of like an odd couple, right? Like a lot of people might not think me and Story would be like pretty good buddies. And like we definitely vibe on sports, but we vibe on more than that. And we work well with each other, right?
I think so.
I'm inappropriate. You're a little bit more. I'm not going to call you uptight, but like compared to me, you're uptight because I'm pretty fucking loose, bro.
Yeah. Well, I just always in the back of my head, I'm like, everything on the internet is forever. So I just want to make sure that.
Oh, I don't give a fuck. That's the thing is I don't give a fuck, but like, I get why you do. The thing is now, unfortunately you are associated with me, but I kind of have cleaned it up a bit. Story. Would you agree?
More than a bit. the early podcasts were something. You guys could probably find them on the channel.
They're all on there. That's the thing is like these guys probably think I'm pretty wacky with some of the shit I say. Like this is probably 30%. This is me in like second gear. The early shit was out of control. So yeah, I've cleaned it up, and I don't want to. I kind of want to stay true to myself, and I'll try not to set you up and like bring you down with me, story.
I appreciate that.
You know what's nice though is you own your own business, story, so it's not like you have a
true. Yeah, nobody's
job.
keeping an eye on me other than me. So I get that.
Because I have buddies that I want to have on the show that want to come on the show. They're teachers and shit. I'm like, dude, I'm not having you on my show. Like, I'm not.
Yeah.
You can get fired for anything as a teacher, dude. It's bullshit.
Yeah. You gotta be careful.
I thought this was America.
I'm sorry. I thought this was America.
Yeah, what the fuck? Unique, thank you, bro. Appreciate you, man.
Yeah, Unique. I didn't even know he was in here. Good to see him.
No, he just likes to pop in, and he comes in. I think he's more of a viewer than he is like that active in the chat. He'll pick his spots more. But I actually that's amazing. I need 100 more of you, brother. Please. Okay, this is where I was at. This is a good one here. You think Daniel Jones gets paid in the offseason like Darnold? I mean, absolutely, right? Oh,
yeah.
Absolutely. You agree?
Yeah. You don't have that
money,
have that clip queued up, ready to go?
Absolutely. I'm always looking for Jack Doyle.
Quick, bro.
Love that.
I don't need a Jamie. Joe Rogan has Jamie. I don't need a Jamie, bro. I am Jamie.
There are 32 NFL teams. There are not 32 starting quarterbacks, which means anybody that is halfway competent when it comes to starting is going to get paid. Daniel Jones has shown that I don't think he's taken the next level, but he's a very solid starter in this league, so he'll get paid in the offseason.
You think the thing is, Sam Darnold was a shorter deal, right? Was it 2 or 3 years?
2 years, I believe.
Yeah. So I think Daniel Jones, who's is about the same age as Sam Darnold, right? I think Daniel Jones is a couple years younger, but it'll be 1 year later. He'll probably get a 4-year deal, and
yeah, I mean maybe it depends. Like there's going to be like the Raiders aren't going to stick with Geno after this year.
The Colts will probably just keep him, bro. At this point, what are they going to do?
Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't you re-sign him? Like,
yeah, they have to. I mean, he looks good in the system and the team. This is what I was telling you, story, that I like. The Colts have been a good team. Now their defense has been suspect the last couple of years. Good team, just like the quarterback carousel of shit. Carson Wentz and Joe Flacco and who am I missing there? There was a couple other ones. Oh, Matt Ryan, bro. Like. They're bringing in statues, statue shit. And they were always still winning 8 games with these like 37-year-old scrubs that were once good. I'm surprised they didn't bring in Phillip Rivers. Let's be honest. Like that would have been the fucking the 3-way, right?
Yeah, that would have been interesting. Man, those guys. Those were the days. Phillip Rivers and Matt Ryan. God, those were some fun fantasy days.
Matt says trade Tet and Mason for Ladd and Judkins.
Do it.
You want Ladd and Judkins, right?
Yeah. I want everything.
Now, would you rather have in full PPR as constructed right now? Bear in mind, Jalen Coker's coming back. I don't know what that matters or what that impacts Tet. We want Ladd or Tet in full PPR rest of the season. Really?
Yeah, but Judkins is such an upgrade over Jordan Mason that I'm willing to take the downgrade from Tet McMillan to Ladd. You should go out and find like Tet McMillan as much as possible in your leagues. The dude is on the cusp of breaking out.
Mouth says they pulled Saquon to avoid the MetLife ACL tear, the worst field in the NFL. Is it really that bad? Did you know this story? Have you heard about this?
Yeah, it's been more prominent this year because of the neighbor's injury, but it's well known that MetLife players don't want to play there because the turf is so bad. The turf in general is really bad for NFL players to play on. And, you got Houston is a great example where you've got an outstanding field because you can open up the roof, or Arizona where they actually like roll the grass out. But those turf fields are bad for people.
Story, thoughts on Baylor quarterback being Brett Favre reincarnated?
Dude, have you watched any of Sawyer Robertson this year?
No.
The kid is just a gunslinger, man. He 350 yards last week, something like that. And he's got a monster tight end that I am keeping an eye on for fantasy for the NFL. Guy's name is Michael Trigg, Trigg. He's been amazing, like an amazing Brock Bowers reincarnated. I shouldn't call him Brock Bowers, but yeah, Sawyer Robertson looks damn good. He's flying up draft boards. He was not considered like top 10 coming into the year, but it wouldn't surprise me if some people had him in their top 5 at this point. Again,
I got 2 comments for you real quick. Just as far as that guy's concerned, don't let him run your nonprofit organization because he will steal money from fucking underprivileged kids. He's Brett Favre reincarnated. Sorry, Brett. I gotta take a shot. Yeah, what a scumbag. And the dick pic, dude. Which I've sent many dick pics, but not to coworkers. Don't do it. Not when I'm married and my wife has cancer. Jesus Christ, Brett. Number 2 is Dylan Hoker. Remember our call on Dylan Hoker?
Oh my God. Colorado
I made a video because you turned me on to him and he looked like Gronk. The fucker retires after 1 year. It was our worst call ever. Again, I'm going to call it our bad calls. It's just funny that he gets picked up by the Saints, plays 1 year, doesn't play much, and then retires. Like,
also, put some respect on his name. It's Dallin Coker, not Dylan.
Dallin Coker. Favorite South Park episode from Mario.
Oh, mine is the one where they're doing the Lord of the Rings. They're doing the trek of the Lord of the Rings, and then they come up on the guys playing Harry Potter.
Yeah, fags. You know what I like? This is a 3-parter. It's the it's called Go Future or whatever, where Cartman can't wait to get the new PlayStation or whatever.
Yeah,
he goes in the future, and that's when Mr. Garrison, like, there's a scene where he's banging he transitioned, and the guy's banging Mr. Garrison, and like he's like, is Mr. Garrison there? He's like, there's a Mrs. Garrison. Well, whatever he's called after the sex change, and the guy's just like mid fucking fuck, like, oh, like, I don't know, that whole thing. The Adventureland ones, I think it's called, are really good. I mean, it's South Park. We can go on and on.
Imagination Land is what you're thinking of.
Imagination Land, and I guess I will say, I think the all-time best is the Warcraft episode. Just all things considered, because how big Warcraft was, and just like quotable. And then I like the fun with Ninja, or the Ninja Star with Butter's Eye.
Yeah, that was, the Coon and Friends episode are really good. Those episodes are really good. And then I
think I have one, the Grounded Binder Loop, where Butters thinks he's in a fucking virtual reality, and he's literally doing like what the hell's the video game? He hijacks a car, Grand Theft Auto.
Oh.
He's like, there's a hooker. I'm gonna go fuck with her, and he gets stabbed. Like, I don't know. Any Butters episode is just amazing.
I don't remember that one.
Oh, go check that out.
The Jimmy and Timmy episodes are pretty good too.
Michael, damn, we had this same decision, Michael. He said he's throwing up right now. I decided to start Olave over Scat. I hate myself. We had Olave in our lineup, full PPR fan tracks. And we had Scat in the bench because we have like James Cook in our flex, like our running backs are, what is it, Henry, Cook, and who's our other running back? Or no, I think we just had 2 running backs. We're gonna start Olave at flex.
We're gonna start Olave at flex too.
Yeah, and we made that decision an hour before game time.
Yeah,
I'm just telling you, like, we had him in our lineup.
I started. I mean, you have yet to see. You might still win your. I mean, sucks. You could certainly still win. But I started Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt over Scatabo in one league. So. Been there.
Look at Unique. He's also he's giving me money. He's giving the channel money, and he's literally like our marketing guy, because he says he works at a Ford store in town. Unique, where are you from, bro? I'll come visit you if it's not too far.
Also, Unique, I exclusively drive Fords. We're a Ford family.
I'm not gonna say found on road dad, but that's what it's
American made / Mexican made.
Yeah, I have a Nissan. Not very proud of it, but
my first car was it was a Toyota Camry, but after that it was a 96 Ford Ranger with a stick shift, manual windows, tape deck.
So Unique had Hurts, AJ Brown, and Scatabo tonight in my Vegas team.
That's a pretty good stack right there.
Yeah, Scatabo killed it. Hurts did okay too.
Hurts did great. Like.
Story, what are your thoughts on Jalen Coker? Also, I know you have an early meeting. You have a couple minutes left. What are we looking at?
Yeah, give me. I got like 5 minutes left.
Cool. What are your thoughts on Jalen Coker? He looks like he might play this week. He practiced in full. Now that's no guarantee, but it looks really optimistic for him playing. What are your thoughts on Coker? I've been stashing him where I can in fan tracks and those deep PPR leagues, just because
I think if you've got a spare spot on one of your benches and it's a deep league, you can take a shot. But let's not forget that this is the Panthers still. and Bryce Young doesn't look like he could support multiple fantasy relevant options. So I'm not going hard for Jalen Coker. I'm taking a wait and see approach with him. I don't think that he's going to be a guy that can burn me if I don't pick him up this year.
So you're saying Bryce Young's like a single dad that works a shit job that takes his kids to like McDonald's on the weekend?
Yeah,
like you still get a meal, but like you're just not getting much.
Then he gets him a McFlurry at the end, and they're happy. And so like you might get a Rico Dowdle touchdown reception from him because you got a McFlurry at the end.
I like that. See, that's a great. That's why we work so well together. Story. Judkins a decent flex play against the Steelers. Judkins is a decent RB2, good RB2 play and a decent RB1 play.
Yeah, depending on who you have. Judkins should that defense looks pretty suspect.
Jackson Dart becomes the first rookie Giants quarterback to beat the Eagles since 1950. Hey-o.
Okay, but to be fair, you have to carve out like 15 of those years because those were Eli Manning years. So they weren't starting somebody new.
Blake says, Story and I can talk college football for real. Well, this year, we're going to do about a whole, I don't want to do like an ESPN thing where they talk the draft for like 2 months. But I feel like a month of college analysis for the draft sounds about right. Story, right?
Sounds good, man. I could talk.
So I think the play is I think Blake and you, we have a 3-way. I'm in the middle, which I like being in the middle, and I host the show because I don't know too much about. I'm not going to lie and say I pay too much attention to the NFL. I watch too much NFL film to be diving into college football. You know what I'm saying? It's not. I'd be half-assing it if I did. So I can host and set you all up and figure out and learn with you guys. Yeah, I will. Around that time, I do watch film on college for like the NFL draft and then for fantasy purposes. But you guys are watching the shit now. So
I love college football, man. I love watching it, playing college fantasy football, talking college football. I do a college fantasy football podcast on Wednesdays. So all over the place on college.
Stories is the pro. Wally dropped Goddard because of Kraft is back on his bye. I mean, I don't blame you for that. Goddard's production has been really good, but it just sucks. Like you should have tried to trade him, I guess.
Yeah, but sometimes leagues, you can be in leagues where they don't really like to trade. So I don't blame it. Yeah, it sucks, but what are you going to do? You're not going to start Goddard over Kraft any week.
Chicken Skins episode's great, dude. South Park's is great. I'm like behind 7 seasons.
When he thinks he's
dead. I have not watched.
Have you seen that one where he
yeah.
Okay.
I have not watched in like 5 years, dude, and I have a lot to catch up on. I haven't watched New Family Guy. I don't know how much New Family Guy there is. I've seen the first like 70% of both those shows like 10 times over, though.
Yeah, Family Guy's wicked.
The Queer Eye guys are actually the crab people. Crab people. All right, Story. Get to sleep. Yeah. We have a meeting tomorrow. I'll finish this off with some grace here.
Good deal.
Maybe chug a couple beers, hopefully, and I'm gonna keep on drinking beers and hanging out. Appreciate you, Story. Awesome analysis as always.
Yeah,
and we will see you Sunday night after Sunday Night Football.
All right. Peace, everybody.
All right,
you go to yourselves.
Later. What a good guy Story is. What a dude. He's very good. He compliments me well. I'm very, 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 very happy to have him as my number 1 co-host. All grown up, playing Marvin Harrison Jr. gives me anxiety. I almost can't do it. You know what? Besides the drops, that's a big problem, but the targets have not been there. So he had 83 yards in the first half, and he didn't have, I think he had 1 catch. So maybe it was like 78 yards. He had 1 catch in the second half of that game. So the targets, he needs to just be a target hog and demand the fucking ball, and he just doesn't get it. And there's no one else there besides the fucking tight end, Trey McBride. Gross. Yeah, Logan, that's a good one. I mean, anything from like season 3 to season 14, I feel like you really can't go wrong. Maybe season 4. I'm trying to think. Like the first couple seasons of South Park was like groundbreaking because it was like they were swearing, but not good stuff. But I mean, dude, after like from 2000 to 2014, just unreal. Unique is in Paso Robles, California on the Central Coast. That's very far from me, brother. I do go out to Arizona, though, Northwest Arizona once a year to see my parents. So I am kind of out that way. No, Coker, you do not start Coker yet. We got to, even if he plays, you got to wait a week, and Ridley is fine. How about them G-men, baby? From Michael. I didn't like it because every parlay I had was Eagles -7, Eagles alternate line, And my bet of the night was Saquon Barkley's yards. So that was gross, but I did start Scatabo in 6 leagues. So it kind of washed out for me. Great fantasy start. I'm going to clean up this week in fantasy, it appears. Lost about $200, but I won like $1,500 last week. So, bad day. Still 24-12, gentlemen. 24-12 in the year in these prop bets. So a tough loss tonight. I apologize whoever tailed that bet. But you know what? I still would make that bet again. I can't believe they got blown out. I can't believe they lost. I can't believe they didn't give the ball to Saquon. Gross. I can try to answer this for you, Baker. Sorry, I didn't see this before story logged off. Thoughts on Jay saying playing better than Underwood and a lot of the other quarterbacks are supposed to be better? I actually can't answer that question. So I apologize. Hey, Xavier, put that in the comment section of the video once it comes out, and he'll answer that for you. Yeah, he will. And Xavier, if you really want to get in the Discord, man, here. I'm going to hit this up. It's in the you got to join the Patreon to get in the Discord, but if you want in, a couple ways to do that. There's a lot of good perks here. Let's see here. This is all you need. This one right here. Get you in the Discord. Also access to my bets early. Discord community is amazing. That's the lower tier. There's other ones that are just awesome with goodness. If you want to be a guest in the show, a regular guest, actually be part of this shit, there you go. So if you want to go to the Discord, you can actually ask Story that personally. But sorry that he left, that I didn't get to that one. What's up, Leafy? I played Eagles defense over Cardinals defense. I'm pissed. I mean, there's probably better options in both, but I would have started the Eagles defense if I had them. Why the hell wouldn't you? They're fucking playing the Giants. Giants had 5 straight turnovers last week, and against the Saints, who have a terrible defense. And then now what did the Eagles even get? 2 points? 3 points? It was bad. God, do I love Cam Scatabo, bro. 1 trade in 5 weeks, man. That is weak sauce. Now, I don't like the leagues. I was in a league that you've seen Dave on the show. There's 5 trades, 8 trades a week in this league, a 10-team league, which is just too much for me. I play too many leagues to be doing that. But, yeah, that's weak. It should be 1 trade a week, I feel like. Mark, people always tell me I should watch Archer. My guitar player, I'm a drummer. He's like obsessed with Archer, and he just talks about it all the time. And I've seen a couple episodes. I hear it's like my kind of humor. People also say I should watch Trailer Park Boys. Have not watched that one. Seen some of it, but I know me and Blake were talking about Righteous Gemstones. I watched the first season. I can't believe I stopped watching it because I'm a big Workaholics guy. Love Danny McBride, love Adam, love Goodman. So I gotta hit that one up. Sven traded Scatabo away for Henry earlier this week, hoping Henry pays off later on. Yeah, you're not going to get 30 from Henry this week. I would still want Henry rest of the season over Scatabo. As much as I love Scatabo, like it's Derek fucking Henry, bro. Oh, heyo, Cruz. Dude, I laddered it all the way up to 130. That was like 44-1. And dude, he didn't hit that, but it looked like he was going to. So did you just bet that, or did you ladder him all the way up, Cruz? 0. Yeah, well, it wasn't. I mean, it was bad. It was bad, but okay. Archer, yeah, I have seen a little bit of Archer, and I didn't hate it, but I think it's hard to give a show a real shot if you watch like not the gotta watch. I like watching shit. I know like cartoons are different, but I like watching it chronological order, right? Like character development, like the jokes hit harder. So Logan says friendship movie with Tim Robinson and Paul Rudd is a great movie. Heyo, I love Paul Rudd. What kind of music do I listen to? Again, I'm a drummer, so I like everything, but I'm not big into rap and I'm not big into country. I actually hate. My wife loves country. She loves Eric Church. I have seen him a couple times. He's okay. My all-time favorite band is, in terms of like as a kid and just have kept on with them, is 311, because I've been listening to them since I was 7 years old. Big Deftones fan. Incubus, that's like mainstream shit. Buckethead is my shit. That's the greatest guitar player of all time. 750 albums from Buckethead. Solo albums, just him. I just love music, man, so I can get down on anything, really. I like heavier shit, honestly, like heavier rock, but yeah, I'm down. Eastbound and Down is goated for sure. Yeah, Deftones are like, I mean, the thing is, Deftones is like their new album. I don't know if you listen to it, Blake. Deftones' new album, pretty fucking badass. There's like 3 songs that aren't great. 311 still making music, so like Deftones to me is just one of those. It's mood music, and if I'm in the mood for Deftones, also great sex music, dude. Holy fuck, my wife doesn't get down on that shit. She does not like Chino. Not even Deftones, anything Chino related. Blake, if you want to check out Crosses, I love Crosses. They have 2 albums with Chino, like a side project. Palms is awesome, and then Team Sleep. So anything Chino related is amazing. So give me fucking Chino all fucking day, dude. Do I play Mahomes or Allen? Ooh, great option. What you need to do, Leafy, is trade one of them right now. And I'm gonna give you a little hot take here. I would trade Josh Allen because Patrick Mahomes is going to be a top 5 quarterback. And yes, Allen's probably better. You can get a haul for Allen right now. Find a team that doesn't have a quarterback that is stacked at running back or receiver, tight, whatever you need. Make that trade. You don't need 2 of them. Never heard a title fight. What is it? Like a boy band? I'm just kidding, Baker. Hey, I actually kind of like Backstreet Boys. That's my boy band of choice. So, I mean, the fact that they're 2 and 3 right now, Blake, and Mahomes' numbers are just unreal. Again, like finally he's actually having to play, and he's gonna have 700 yards rushing. They just have to win. They have to win the division and win 10 or 11 games to get that, because Lamar's out of the conversation. You're not going to get shit from. I feel like you're not going to get anything from like Bo Nix. Like they're not going to be MVP candidates. So yeah, man, definitely give me Mahomes for MVP. I'm sure we might have lost. I wonder what the odds are. Of course you might put it with some soccer future. That's all right. You're the coolest guy I know that likes soccer. How about that? Yeah, but dude, you're just wasting value because you're gonna have a problem every week. Like you just asked who to start, you're probably gonna make the wrong decision. So Leafy, make that trade right now. It's not about who you get; it's about who you trade with. Find a team that's literally starting like a bum. You know, if it's a 12 teamer, you're gonna have someone that's starting Justin Fields or someone that is just not, you know, that set it and forget quarterback. Boom. Oh, hell yeah. All right. I'm taking a picture of this chat right now so I can I'll check it out tonight. I said the wife's gone tonight, so I'm gonna just be drinking and we'll see how long I last in the show. But yeah, I like grunge rock, dude. Dak for MVP. Unfortunately, you have to win 10 games and like make the playoffs for sure to win MVP. So Jay Moore, what's going on, bro? Start 1, running back, flex 2. Rico, Carter, Hendy, Chase Brown, Ridley, Golden. So is this PPR more? Please just let me know what scoring it is. So you're starting Rico 100%, 100%, 100%. So, and then I'd say Rico and probably Carter and Chase Brown. I'm not starting Hendy yet. Drake Mayer, Bo Nix this week. In full PPR, Rico's for sure. We're starting Rico. And then I'm starting Chase Brown for sure in full PPR. I know it's been rough. Who cares? Chase Brown, Rico, and then it's either Carter or Ridley. Probably Carter, man. With the DeMarcado fumble, like he's going to get a lot of work. Drake Mayer, Bo Nix this week. Man, it's probably Bo Nix against the Jets' soft-ass defense. Give me Bo Nix. I know it sucks. It's an overseas game. Hey-o, Cruz. Laddered with your Tet and Laporta over. Newer viewer. Yeah, the Laporta ladder, dude, he hit 90 yards. It was 37.5. That was a great week last week. It was 7-1 last week. Unfortunately, we started out this week 0-1 with Saquon Barkley fucking my asshole and everyone's asshole, and the Eagles laying a fucking egg on national television. But hey, we're 24-12. We're gonna take it. We take losses when we get them. It's fine. I still trusted the process. It was Saquon Barkley's return to New York. They haven't been using him. They still don't use him. But like, you know what? We couldn't have predicted that. He looked fine. He started out the game with like 25 yards on 2 carries. Fucking wild, man. All good. I'm gonna come back with a 4-1 week for Sunday. So yeah, well, Tyreek Hill's gone for the year. You can actually drop him forever. Woo, Jay, you got to have someone else. Like those guys are both must starts. I think I'm starting Rashad White over Rico in PPR. If it's half PPR, I think I want Rico more than him. But Rashad White's going to have 4 or 5 catches. So what's going on, Braden? It's Rico. Rico's a must start. I know Diggs is killing it. Like, give me the running back that's getting literally 22 touches a game. And why would they hold? Like, they don't need to hold back on Rico either, because you're going to have Chuba come back at some point. Rico's job, dude. All right. Should I stick around a little longer? What do you guys think? I do have to walk my dog. Baker, what are your hot takes on some head coach landing spots after this year? Whew, that's a tough one. Well, I can tell you Mike McDaniel's gone, and he's probably going to be a coordinator, so I can give you that one. I don't know, man. I don't that would be more of a story question. He is much more like in tune with like college and like coaching carousel moves. I'm more of the player analysis guy. I don't know if that's a cop out, but I've also had like 13 beers. I didn't actually really eat dinner. My wife's not here tonight, so like she didn't make me dinner. What a bitch. Can you believe that? Dabo's the dead man walking, but if they can be like 7-10, dude, and like the Jackson Dart thing's real, and we all know Brian Daboll is a very good quarterback whisperer, if you want to use that term. So he's doing wonders for Jackson Dart. I want McDaniel to be a coordinator. He's a fine offensive coordinator. He's just a bad head coach. Jay, I appreciate you, brother. That seems to be the sentiment of a lot of these people. I see a lot of you guys really, really coming in. And Jay, you're in the Discord, right? I believe you are. Just coming in and, being here every night. So that's, I mean, hey, man, I'm not going to question it. I think I'm pretty funny. I definitely know I'm knowledgeable, and the guests are top notch. So I'm guessing you guys are tuning in for the guests. Although I've seen some of you guys watch a whole 3-hour stream of just me, which is, I'm not going to say alarming, but hey, man, maybe I have a lower opinion of myself than you guys have of me. So yeah, you're in the Discord. You know the community. The community's a shit. Yeah, brother, we'll figure it out. I don't really have a guest tomorrow night. I might have a couple on here. Figure it out. I haven't missed a night in like a long time. Even when I go out, I get on at like 1:00 in the morning. So I think that's my strategy to keep this shit going. So I am just going to keep on pumping this shit out. And I think the subs and the money and everything else will figure itself out later. And that's how I operate in life. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But, remember the old commercial with the no regrets, the wrong tattoo? No regrets, man. I want to live life with no regrets. So I would very much regret taking this sales job that I have an opportunity to take in about a month now, and then giving up on this, because I can still do this like I was doing it before, but not like this. This is taking full time. So I have to just see where this goes. And, it's making me a better gambler and a better fantasy player for sure. And I was already, doing very well in those things before, but talking about it every single day with you fine folks that are rather knowledgeable and talking through these things is what's up. That's how you make money, dude. Wally, do you think Jordan Mason or K9 could work for Derrick Henry? Maybe throw in a low-end wide receiver. I mean, if Jordan Mason's on a bye this week, which is a problem, but I think so. You got to throw in something else, though. Jay, my thought process on Rico is snap share, and Trevor Etienne is the backup there. He is not trusted at all. He is not good. He's a rookie. So Rico actually got a little nicked up in that game there in the fourth quarter. He missed a drive. So he would have had more touches. So, and Rico Comps has a very good pass catcher. So he did only get 4 targets. I don't care about that. And he's not going to repeat 200 yards. What he's going to get, though, is about, 45 snaps and probably 20 touches. So, like, that is, who was the other name you mentioned? Diggs? I mean, give me the running back that's guaranteed the touches. So, and Diggs has 0 touchdowns this year. So he's not really like Drake May. They run the ball in the red zone. Drake May keeps it in the red zone, or they throw to Hunter Henry in the red zone. So Rico has as good a chance as anyone to score a touchdown. I know the offense isn't elite, but yeah, Aaron Jones, I wasn't as worried about until Jordan Mason has 2 fumbles, and he doesn't look necessarily great. And I like Jordan Mason. He just seems like more of just a guy than like a game breaker and like an elite talent. So he's still going to, Jordan Mason will still be the lead back there in Minnesota. What does that mean, though? 55, 60% of the snaps. Yeah, he's going to get the goal line work, but he's not getting any passing down work even without Aaron Jones. He definitely ain't getting the passing down work with Aaron Jones back. So that's why I think Jordan Mason's going to be more of a top 26 play rest of the season opposed to the top 12 we were talking about. Marvin Harrison's fine. It's just a frustrating. Marvin Harrison's frustrating because like you don't want to watch the games because you're going to see a drop. You're going to see him not engaged in a few plays. You're going to have to watch Kyler Murray play football. We don't like those things. Speaking of Kyler Murray, I didn't play this clip. Shout out to Poker Guts Matt. This is our Kyler Murray. He's a garden gnome. We call him the garden gnome here.
Don't pee on me, know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? No, don't do it. Know what I'm saying?
He just gets pissed on. Yeah, Jay, I think it's Rachaad White. The upside there is 6 or 7 catches with a banged up receiving core, banged up O-line. I think that the receiving upside in PPR is what Rachaad White is going to do. Wally, my wide receivers are Wilson, CD, Zay, Addison, Keenan Allen. I have Puka, but untouchable. So you want to probably add in Addison's the move. Get rid of Addison. So probably trade K9 and Addison. That might be too much. You got to get something back. So get something lesser back from him or whatever you can get in a 2-for-2. Addison and K9 and try to get yourself an upgrade there in Derrick Henry. Yeah, White is not going to be playable, Baker. Like he's not going to be like a must start, but like, you know, my worry with him was not being necessarily the handcuff for sure, and it appears he has that role. And you know, he has a 270 touch season under his belt in the NFL, so he can handle the load. And we don't know what's up with Bucky right now. We don't know. I mean, it's he's out this week for sure. He might be out next week for sure. He's not going on IR though. So, but it's multiple injuries. Don't forget, it's not just one injury. He has 2 injuries. Jay Moore, good kicker stream that's available. I'll tell you what I've been doing is I like Carlson this week against Titans. Now, that didn't work out last week well with me with Ryland because he got 3 points, and that was a lot of the Cardinals' fault. But I like that it's inside at home in Vegas. He's a great kicker. So I do like that one. And then it's I don't know how to pronounce this fucker's name. It's the kicker from New England, Borales, whatever the hell his name is, rookie kicker. I do like him. It's Borregales is his name. He had a good game last week, had a game-winning kick. He has a big leg. That was a confidence kick for me against the Bills. So I like the matchup there. I would prefer it's a wash. I think Carlson's safer. Thank you, Leafy, man. Appreciate you. Yeah, we were talking about Tiny Dancer, right? My favorite clip. One of the first ones I made back in the day. He's such a Tiny Dancer, man. Trade CD for London and Kittle. Yeah, bro. Fuck yeah. I think London is not too far off from CD, and you're getting a free Kittle. Let's go. Yeah, Cam Little. Eddie Pinheiro has been putting up a lot of stats, Jay. I just don't buy into it. I just don't think he's a good kicker. I think he is a inconsistent kicker, doesn't have a big leg. But I get the points are the points, and maybe I've had a rough year in kickers this year, so maybe I'm not the dude to listen to. Usually I'm a kicker whisperer, where I'm a streaming kicker guy, and I usually do really well. Not this year, man. It's been rough. I did start Jason Myers week 2, I believe it was, where he had 17. And then, of course, I dropped him for someone else. And the next week he comes out. That was the Cardinals game, and he has 17 again. Maybe I need to stick with the kickers I pick up. Wally, his wide receivers are Sutton, Ladd, Debo, Trey Tucker, Rice, Scary Terry. Dude, try to get Scary Terry, bro. If you can get Scary Terry and Derrick Henry, I'm guessing his record's not great because he has Ladd and he has Derrick Henry. Try to throw a 3-for-2. Give him something else. Try to do that. Yeah, dude, Spencer, man, that sucks. That loss. I called him Asex Schrader as an ode to Breaking Bad. He looked, not only did he look like a great kicker, but the situation there, kicking inside with a good defense behind him and the offense that moves the ball with a rather conservative play calling coach, man, that's a big loss. So I don't mind Michael Badgley. He's not a great kicker, but he's filling into that same spot. So not going to have the same pop that Spencer Schrader had, but I think he could be a top 14 option rest of the season. Yeah, I like Will Lutz. The problem is, man, I've seen a lot of these games in London and overseas with a different turf, and it's an open air stadium that they're not used to kicking in. That's kind of a question mark. And Will Lutz has been known to miss some kicks. So I think I'd probably go Will Lutz over Badgley. I personally do like Carlson. I think that the Titans I know they won last week, but their defense is not great. I see the Raiders moving the ball and just not getting touchdowns. And we all know Carlson can kick 60-yarders, so that's my thought process. I like Carlson. Actually, thinking about it now, I might have to pick up Carlson in more spots over the rookie kicker from this New England. All right. Either way, I'm going to stay on for a couple more minutes, but I really have to fucking piss. So I'm going to play a clip for you guys while I take a tinkle. I'm going to find a long one, and then I'll answer some more questions, and we'll go from there. I like this one.
Tell me, officer, do you have any idea how fast you were going?
Well, I got a 426 Hemi in her. I can get her up to as good as 155. Never do, though, of course, unless I'm chasing a cute chick in a Ferrari. I guess I was going about 65, tops.
7 miles an hour. And normally when I stop people, they pull under the shoulder.
I'm back. God, that was like a 7-beer piss right there. Let me grab a beer too. What am I gonna play? I'm gonna play something. I love this one.
Gotta pay the troll toll to get into this boy's hole. You gotta pay the troll toll to get in. You want this baby boy's hole, you gotta pay the troll toll.
Stop. All right, not bad. I feel like you're saying boy's hole, and it's clearly soul. So it's boy's soul.
You gotta pay the troll toll to get into this boy's hole.
Right there. It sounds like hole. Like if you drag that, are you chewing gum?
Yeah.
All right, I am winding down. I debated grabbing a beer, thinking about it. I actually do have one right here. Thinking about it. I might log off here because tomorrow night I'll have a long show, late Friday night, probably 11 p.m., 10 p.m. Central Time. Wally says he's actually 3-2. I like what you're saying so far. The third player might be who? Rashad White, Rico, Kraft. I have Kittle. Dude, trade Rashad White, man. Trade Rashad White. Like right now, you can get mad value for him, and it's only a 1 or 2 week rental. So I think you go there. Yeah. Well, don't trade him Rashad White if you're playing him because that's going to be it could be a loss for you. Let's not make a trade to lose a week. I don't mind Matt Gay. The only problem there is this year they've been a little more conservative. But remember last year how aggressive the Commanders were going for it on 4th down more. That's why I don't like ever starting Bates. I don't like starting in the past. I didn't like starting who the fuck's his name? The kicker from the Eagles. I don't like starting kickers that don't get opportunities because they go for it on 4th down. I like the conservative plays. Oh, dude, a good piss, like a good shit's good too, but it's a little messier. Like a good piss, it's almost better than coming, honestly. Like, especially outside, you can just fucking wave that shit around. It sucks. Jake Elliott, thank you. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Just watched him play tonight. Yeah, I never heard of that guy, Jake Elliott, huh? So Yeah, good piss is fucking amazing. Just scored a PS1, PS2, and Nintendo 64 for under 100. How'd you do that? Just on like an auction site or something? Dude, I had a buddy. I mean, I still have a buddy. He's not dead or anything. I've been talking to him for a bit, but he had some. He's kind of good with computers. He had every single system, like every game ever made. Computer, Nintendo, PlayStation, Xbox. Like it was like something like 25,000 games that we could just fire up. He had like a universal controller, and he had all the other controllers too for each system. Dude, it was like almost too much. Like we had no idea what to play. Man, God, I miss playing video games. I still play the game. I still play is Call of Duty Black Ops 4 Blackout. That's the original battle royale for Call of Duty. It's like way before Warzone. I have 3,000 wins. I haven't played for a year or so. My crew's still playing though. I might get back on that now that I'm not working because that's a community kind of like this. We had like 9 guys who we just dominated fucking ass, man. Fucking love that game. It's like Fortnite, but Call of Duty, I guess, to put it in layman's terms. All right, if you guys, should I drink another beer? If I get $10 in super chat in the next 5 minutes, I don't care who gives it to me. I will pop this beer and hang out for another half hour. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to just walk my dog and then hang out with him. Probably jerk off. I haven't really eaten dinner. I think that's the thing. I'm fucking hungry. But I will for the people and for $10, even though I only get $6 for that because of YouTube. Not to besmirch YouTube, but Blackout, bro. I'm never playing Warzone's. Yeah, Warzone's fun, but Blackout's like elite. So, yeah, give me Blackout all fucking day. And as I'm doing that, I say, I get super chats. I'll pop a beer. I pop one anyway. I can drink this on my own though because I love beer. What can I say? I love beer. Yeah, Blackout's like the best of the best, man. Like they haven't updated it in years. It's the same people playing too, especially on Xbox. It's really, really awesome because it's like literally us against the same like 15 to 20 crews every day. So we know exactly everyone's strategy, and it's just, dude, it's always like the same 4 teams at the end. So it's just an epic community, and some guys still stream on there, which is funny. So we just talk shit to them, and it's just, yeah, we have like a 20% win percentage as a squad, and there's 100 people in the game. So it was at 25 teams. So you should have a 4% win percentage. We have a 20. We're like white dudes playing basketball against athletic people, and we play good team ball. Mark, I have, man. I suck, bro. I took 2 months off, and I have a hand injury. Last year I was like I don't know, pretty much a 1 handicap. So a 0, I guess you say. And my first round back was 74. Took 2 months off. Then I shot 75. Then I shot 76. And I shot 72. And my last 2 rounds are like 79 and 82. So like as I've started to play more, I played 6 rounds since coming back. I've actually gotten worse. So that's such a golf thing that I don't touch a club for 2 months. I come out and play a new course I haven't played and pretty much shoot par. And then now I'm shooting fucking low 80s. Just wacky. Like it's not even putting. Like I can't hit. I'm slicing now. I hit the draws usually. So yeah, no, it is. I'm not playing hard courses. Like these are like courses I should shoot par at. And like I've been playing golf for fucking like 100 rounds a year kind of shit for 19, 20 years now. So that's just for me not acceptable. Like, you know what I mean? Like I know I'm better than that. And it's just like doing dumb shit and just mental mistakes, and putting is always a weakness in my game, but now I'm like putting myself in the trees and I don't hit it very far, 280. But like when you don't hit it that far and you're playing courses that are 7,000 yards, good fucking luck. Jay Moore, who's your biggest faller as of week 6? The Eagles. I mean, maybe. In terms of like from the start of the year faller, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. I am I'm having problem thinking right now. I can still talk, but ooh, that's a frosty brew. Biggest faller. That's a tough one. Give me in the chat. Give me some names here, and I can talk through them because you gotta be patient, Mark. Golf is a you need to have the ability first, because not everyone is blessed with hand-eye coordination. I played baseball from 3 years old, like literally, like on a team. And so that translated pretty easy for me, just in sports in general. That's like one of my strengths is hand-eye coordination. And golf also requires a lot of temperament. You have to just be, you're not playing against anyone. Like even the PGA Tour guys, they're not playing against the other guys. They're playing against the course. So you got to understand you're playing against yourself. And it's easy to beat yourself. So in golf, you have to not beat yourself. That's the biggest goal. You got to take the good with the bad. I've had 66s, 67s, followed that up with an 83, which makes no sense. You're on a heater, you're feeling great, nothing's changed, and then that fucking happens. Yeah, give me some names, Timothy, and I'll talk through them. I mean, I'd say Travion Henderson for sure. That's one. Although he's probably possibly a boom, and I'd maybe trade for Travion. Whew. It's funny. I feel like I'm calling the yeah, Scat's there, man. Scat's a must start at this point. He was almost at that point now. It was just that matchup seemed fucking deadly against the Eagles. Like the game script seemed bad. And it would have been bad because he had 2 catches. So like the fact that that's good names right there. I actually, it's funny. I'm a fucking moron because I had my sheet from yesterday right here. That's got the names of my panic meter names, which are very easy. Obviously, the panic meter names. Should have brought them up. Henderson, I feel more comfortable with Henderson now than Harvey, just because until J.K. Dobbins gets hurt, you can't really start Harvey with confidence. Now, at least you have, with the Gibson injury, it looks like 40% snaps for Henderson. I think more, but like it'll take a couple weeks. Travis Hunter, who the fuck knows, man? Fuck Travis Hunter. He doesn't look like that good in general, but it's the problem with that is you're literally switching from defense to offense. He's not getting in a rhythm. They're not really targeting him. It was optimistic. They gave him some downfield targets, which was cool. But oh God. Yeah, man. CMC has 91 carries, and he has 26 touches a game. And yeah, the problem with that is that he's not Derrick Henry. He is not Saquon Barkley. He is CMC, who is older, who is small, who has injury history. That ain't going to keep up, man. Besides, I'm not worried about Brian Thomas, man. I mean, I guess here's my difference is I had Brian Thomas ranked as wide receiver 24 going into the year. So that's why, like, I'm not worried because this is what I expected from Brian Thomas. And I think it will be better, right? He will get better. The problem is everyone drafts him the first round. So that's crazy. Beer of choice today is, what do I got? I have PBR and I have Yingling. So I get some of these for free from my brother-in-law, and then I just buy whatever's cheap at Jewel. And then once the winter hits around, I will be drinking a lot of IPAs. So I will just drink whatever IPA is cheapest, and I drink a lot of beer. So why not just get the value? That's the same rule of fantasy, right? Just get the value, baby. I'm not T. Higgins. Yes, T. Higgins has been a total bust, and it was probably going to be a bust anyway, even if Burrow stayed healthy with how that offensive line was looking. But right now, I mean, it's hard to even start T. Higgins. I'm still a little more optimistic on T. Higgins than most. We got to see how Joe Flacco looks. The problem is they brought in a 40-year-old quarterback with no offensive line that can't move. So, ooh. JMO. JMO is the name because these other guys is rookies with playing time concerns. Brian Thomas with, getting hyped up too much. A.J. Brown with whatever the hell that is. T. Higgins because Burrow injury. JMO, there is no excuse for JMO. He's still playing every snap. The offense, crazy is said about the Lions. They are on pace for more points than last year. And last year, they literally scored the most points in NFL history. So their offense is elite. Like, not elite. Their offense is like all time right now. And JMO's the number 2 receiver there. Not the number 2 option, but number 2 receiver. And he is having 1 catch games. You know what? I'm actually about to bet. I'm going to go check after this. I think JMO is one of my bets this week. Last week, I bet Laporta. I think this week, I'm betting JMO. If it's like 41.5 yards, I'm hammering that, dude. I'm hammering it. Tesla's not eating into his snap share yet. He's still out there a lot. They're going to try to get him involved. He's one play to get that, honestly. Yeah, I think I obviously much prefer Goff in a 6 for a passing touchdown league or a league that has like passing yard bonuses, but your standard 4 for a passing touchdown, 25 yards per point. It's hard to Goff to finish top 10. He has cracked that the last couple years on just crazy efficiency, and he's kind of doing it in this year. The problem with Goff is you have some of these games where they put up 35 points and they have 3 rushing touchdowns, and then he only has 2 passing touchdowns. But at least the floor is there in terms of like he's matchup proof for the most part. We'll see how it goes against the Chiefs this week. I kind of expect the Chiefs to beat them. Dude, Jared Goff's probably a top fucking 6 play, dude. Right? Like you get bonuses. Let's go. That ties into my Jameson Williams thing. Timothy, thoughts on the Hampton injury? Are you waiting to see if Vidal or Haskins assumes the RB role for the Chargers, or are you staying away from those backups? I picked up Haskins, and me and Story especially is a big Vidal guy. Was a big Vidal guy coming out of college, but Haskins is just such a boring plotter, and he could catch some passes. He can catch like Javonte Williams level shit, but I mean you're not replacing Hampton with those guys, is what I'm saying. Now, if you need a spot start RB3, I think Hampton's the guy early on. I think it's going to be similar to the DeMarcado, Michael Carter thing where Hampton's going to get the first crack. They're going to ride the hot hand, and Hampton's going to get the yards that are blocked for him, where Vidal is more of a dynamic player. But I don't think the coaches necessarily trust him as much. So I prefer Hampton over Vidal. I actually did use a waiver claim on Hampton in a couple leagues that I'm like 2 and 3 in, and I have like Jordan Mason on bye, for instance. So unfortunately, neither of those guys are like long-term options because Hampton will be back. I think 4 or 5 weeks. I think it's 5 weeks. Yeah, Mark, he's the guy. DeMarcado is pretty much dead to them after that fumble. And Michael Carter is Michael Carter. He was a 4th round pick coming out of UNC. Never really shown a lot. Small dude. He's okay. But Trey Benson's a former 2nd round pick 2 years ago from the same regime. It's not a new regime. That's why I like Benson. The first week coming back might be tough to start him because they might ease him back in. But I think Trey Benson by week 10, week 11 is going to still be amazing. No, I don't think Vidal's getting the goal line work, dude. Haskins is the big guy. He's the big guy. Look at that. I poured the beer. He just said, fuck it. I asked for the super chat. He gives it to me anyway. Mark is my dude, man. I love you too. Mark, you're literally the number 1 guy in here. Blake is close. And Blake is doing my thumbnails, which I really do appreciate. But Mark has literally watched I want to say it might be 75% of the streams, like in terms of like the whole, and not like tuning in, like he has watched 75% of all these streams, and I am live 20 hours a week. So Mark, I don't know if I asked you this. What do you do for work, Mark? It's a messy backfield, but there is some there is some upside to be had from the Chargers backfield. And I know the offensive line's beaten up, but like they do still have a top 15 offense, like worst case, right? You got Herbert, like they have a good defense. Like it's not bad. I think that, Hampton's on IR. It's 4 to 5 weeks. I feel like, I think it's going to be more towards like 4 minimum, but I don't think it's 6 weeks. Yeah. Mark, let me know what you do. What do you do for work? I'm just curious. I know you're a Canadian. I know that. You might've mentioned this before. Again, my memory, if it's not a football stat, I don't remember it. My wife tells me shit all the time. I'll have conversation with her. Then I'll ask her the same question she told me because I'm like thinking football, and it's kind of embarrassing. Or I meet somebody and like I shake their hand and then like I don't know their name. Probably because I'm looking at their tits if they're a chick or their dick if they're a guy. That's what I do. I want Benson. Oh man. I like Benson more long term just because there's a chance Mixon comes back. I know I've been saying all year, Jay, that there's no Mixon's not coming back, but I mean, Woody's going to help you the next 5 weeks and Benson won't. So probably Woody. I'd try to get them both if you have some bums on there. I don't know what I put in my eye, but I put something in my eye. Did I touch the lemon? I put lemon in my beer, by the way. Lemon and limes, depends on the beer. Light beer, lemon's the choice, man. Got an interview for Kitchen Job, and I got it start October 27th. Yeah, you'll find a way to make it in. And again, you're in this Discord is always going, baby, as you know. So, dude, I fucking appreciate you like more than you know. Like beyond even the super chat, which is much appreciated, dude. You got to keep the lights on this motherfucker, and we're gonna do this shit. And this is gonna be a I'm never gonna stop. I guess if I'm allowed to, and you guys allow me to do this, and this can grow, which I think it is, because you guys have all been saying kind words and spreading the word a little bit. It should organically anyway, because we're going 12 months a year, 365 days a week on this bitch. Even when football's not going, I'll do one show a week in football. I'm thinking of some kind of like football time machine thing, and then we start the show with just news and notes in February, for instance. And I do NBA. We do a lot of pop culture shit. I have awesome guests. Gonna find a way to get you guys, Mark. You can come on the show, shit like that, right? Ways to get people involved. It's a different show than most have. No bums on my bench. Bo Nix, Hendy, Golden, Hampton, Chase Brown, Carter. Well, I think you could drop Golden for one of those guys, man. I know it's. Oh, dude, Mark, don't even worry about it, bro. I mean, I definitely appreciate it if you did. But again, you do more than just like, I appreciate the $10 donation, but in general, like, just you guys being in here also helps like get people in here, because I see how active the chat is, and like the community is elite, and that's like, this is the most interactive show I think around, because most people just like disregard everyone, and like, I'm not saying there's no dumb questions, because there are some dumb questions, specifically about Josh Downs, that motherfucker, but just the interactive and like the fact that you guys control the show is what makes this show special. So Jay, I think Golden, with the reports that we have Christian Watson coming back before week 10, for instance, we're gonna have Jaden Reed back for week 12. Like, Golden hasn't produced. I know rookie receivers are responsible for like 40% of league winners. I understand that, but like, where is he fitting in when you have Dubs and Wicks and Kraft and Jacobs? Now you have Watson and fucking Jaden Reed, who's a stud. I think I would rather have the running back, bro. I think I'd rather have the running back. And you could pick up Benson and put him on IR if you have a spot, and then pick up Woody as well. Kendra Miller has a really nice path right now. I'm going to put up this, just in general, I'm going to put up this little thing here, the Kendra Miller. Where's it at? Here it is. Look at this. This is the snap share right now. Kendra Miller, look at this thing. This is just like, the trends are dangerous for Alvin Kamara and Kendra Miller. And not to mention, Kendra Miller eye test right now looks amazing, dude. He looks like Alvin Kamara out there. And I hated Kendra Miller. I can't believe he's still on this team, because he's never been able to stay healthy. Dude gets hurt going to the grocery store. But he looks legit, man. He looks legit. So what's up, Brian? Brian Flores, you're a great coordinator, dude. Well, me and Story, my number one co-host, we were just talking. We hated Dart. We hated Dart coming out of the process. We hated the pick. I literally compared him to really bad names, man. I compared him to, you name busted first round quarterback X, right? And I mean, it looks good. He looks good. He looks polished. He's a gamer, dude. The interception was bad. Not to mention, like you said, he did have an open receiver. Honestly, I'm going to say this. The interception was bad. Missing Devonta Smith on that 80-yard touchdown was worse, because there was no pressure. He got to step into his throw. And I said it before. There's three things that you can do on those deep balls. You can throw it on the numbers and he's a touchdown. You can underthrow it a bit and then he catches it and he gets tackled, or you could really underthrow it and he gets pass interference. The one thing you can't do is overthrow him, because then it's nothing. And that's what he did. Terrible, 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 terrible. Jamar, Cook, Bowers, Harvey, my first four picks. Guess my record. Mark, I think you're savvy. I would say your record's 1-4, but I think your record's 3-2. I think you're savvy. I'm a Bears fan, man, but like not like I don't live and die like the Bears, like J-Bob does with the Eagles. Maybe that's because the Bears are kind of middling franchise, but I like making money and I like fantasy, and you can't be. It's really hard to be a diehard. Like, I am a professional. Obviously professional fanatic, right? I can't be a diehard fan of a team and be a professional fantasy player and gambler, because that you end up either taking all your players or avoiding that situation completely. I like to keep an open mind. Oh, Jamarcus Russell. I didn't go that far. I was more saying that Jackson Dart reminded me of Will Levis, which I'm eating my words on that one, bro. Again, on this show, we admit our wrongs. I'll also tell you, I told everyone to draft Javonte Williams and Tucker Kraft and Cam Scatabo. Like, I'm right on those, but I also told everyone that Jackson Dart, not only not to draft him or keep an eye on him, that he was not going to be an NFL player. So, you don't hit on them all. See, I knew it, Mark. I knew it was kind of a trick question, but because those top 4 picks would tell you that's a 1-4 or 1-4 or 0-5. So Kyler's been okay, but it's trending the wrong way. Ooh, Mixed Marshall. I don't know if Jalen Hurts top 15 quarterback. We had this discussion last night, and I had him out of the top 5 for sure. Because I don't think he's that good. I think he's in a great situation, and especially the last couple of years. Amazing O-line, great play caller, great weapons, great running back, great situation. But he's not outside the top 15 because he's been to 2 Super Bowls, man. He only wins. It looks bad, but he's bounced back before. We all remember 2 years ago when they lost to the Bucs in the playoffs? And before they lost to the Bucs in the playoffs, they lost 6 of 7 games or some shit. They were 7 or 8-1. And they limped into the playoffs and then lost and got smoked by the Bucs. And we were saying it's over for the Eagles. They come out and run the table almost, lose 2 games and win the Super Bowl. So I'm not going to just write off the Eagles. Jay, if Golden doesn't explode versus Cincy, he's definitely dropping. He should have went nuclear against Dallas. I mean, he had that really good, the first play of the game, right? Or first series of the game had a 44-yard catch. There's just too they again, we always say this in the channel that it's hockey lines there. They run the receivers. Green Bay uses the receivers like hockey lines. No one really plays a full snap share, so it's rough. I'm from Chicago too, dude. So born and raised in Chicago. I really think Caleb and Ben Johnson can make something real happen here. Yeah, man. I do like Caleb, and I'm not been as high as a lot of the Bears fans I know, but I like Ben Johnson as a coordinator. We'll see what he has as a head coach. Where are you from in Chicago? Down the city, Brian, or suburbs? I'm in the suburbs. I'm pretty high on Diggs, man. I only have 1 share of him because I was taking Calvin Ridley, unfortunately, over him and Rashee Rice. But it looks like the real deal, man. It looks like the real deal right now. I think he's in the wide receiver 2 discussion, especially in PPR. I get it, man, but it's not just 1 year. If it was 1 year mixed, I would say that. But again, I know the eye test, Jalen Hurts. Unfortunately, here's the one thing: the tush push. As much as we say it's cheating, it's only doable because of Jalen Hurts. So he is a 1-on-1 there. Now you take that away from him, it gets tougher. Oh, for sure, man. I'm in Elburn. That's kind of by Aurora. So right off 88. I'm actually the last stop on the Metro from Ogilvy. I'm the last fucking stop. I live right next to the train station, like a 4-minute walk. So yeah, I have a really easy access to the city. It's great for concerts and sporting events. Get smashed and then just fucking take the train. Ibuka is not only your biggest hit, Ibuka is the biggest hit. He is trying to think of a song comparison. It's he is Nookie. Ibuka is Nookie from Limp Bizkit, a band that was ascending, and then Nookie comes out, which is the biggest thing in the world. Not even that good of a song. They have way better songs. But that's Ibuka right now. And I don't think he's a one-hit wonder, I guess is my point. He is a versatile, he could play every position on the field in terms of wide receiver. As a rookie, that's hard to do, man. Picked up QJ. Can you believe QJ wasn't drafted? Trade QJ high right now, Mark, if you have him. Do it. What would I try to get for Pittman, Olave, or Devonta? I think out of those guys, I'm trading Pittman because Pittman has the highest value based on where you drafted him. And you could get a lot for Pittman, man. You can get yourself an RB2. You could probably try to get Scatabo. Maybe not now. You could have probably tried to get Scatabo. Just find a team that needs a receiver and get whatever you can from Pittman. If you need a running back. Yeah, do that. Try to find a team that needs a receiver. Trade Pittman as a wide receiver 2. You're still not sure. You're not, obviously, he's wide receiver 13 in the year right now. You're not going to get that value. But find the team that needs a receiver, and there's your deal. Man, 4 bench spots, Mark. I hate that shit, bro. I hate it because you can't draft players with the same bye weeks and you have to drop people. My leagues have 8 or 9 bench spots because I'm a hoarder. I want this deeper. The deeper the draft is, the smarter I can be and win, right? So that's just a cop out, and that makes the wire so strong. Then the weak players that don't know fantasy, don't know ball, will tell you, man, the wire is a real thing. Fuck the wire. The wire is still a real thing in deep leagues. I want to have the smartest fantasy player win the league or have the best chance to win the league. That's the way it goes. And beat me if you're good, beat me. That's the thing, right? Right, Mark? Man, hey, I don't blame you for it. Hurts looks really rough when it's rough. I get it. I can't go that far because who are we putting ahead of him? Who are we putting ahead of him? Like, okay, I'll give you Justin Herbert. Are you putting Trevor Lawrence ahead of him? Are you putting Brock Purdy ahead of him? I can't put Brock Purdy ahead of him. I can't put Brock Purdy ahead of Jalen Hurts. Can't do it. Having a Buka, I have in my $500 league, Jay. I did one. All my other leagues are like 250s. I did one 500 this year because I did so many 500s last year and I did bad in them. Like I made the playoffs in them, but I only got 1 second. So it was just so much to put in for like only I spread it around more this year. I have a Buka and JSN, and like Josh Jacobs, Hurts. My team's just unreal. But like a Buka and JSN are just like I'm 5-0 and I'm going to be 6-0 now because Hurts had a good game. I would want it in Arlington Heights, bro. Getting to Soldier Field is a mess. The parking sucks. The walk is long. The stadium's old and shitty. The spots are right, but no, I hate Soldier Field. So concerts, the game. So give me Arlington Heights. Chase Brown stock is up, bro. It's definitely up, Andrew. I would say it's definitely up. I like the stock. It was going to be up for me anyway because the stock was so low, if that makes sense. It's not like Chase Brown's never going to return the value you drafted, Matt. That's a sunk fucking cost. But Jay, I'm pretty sure Ibuka is the favorite right now for Rookie of the Year. Now, Jackson Dart's making a big push right now. If Jackson Dart plays the whole year and they win 7 games, for instance, with what we saw with Russ and how that offense looked before him, it's going to be Jackson Dart. His quarterback wins that. Just so you know, if you guys are in here, you're not subscribed, what are you doing? What are you doing? I'm sure most of you guys have. What are you doing? Get in here. Subscribe. Hit the bell. You get every night, dude, 7 nights a week. These guests, the community, get the fuck on this shit. Mark, my wide receiver room is Chase, Pickens, Coleman, QJ. I just dropped Judy. Would you still try to flip QJ for what? Chase, Pickens, Coleman, QJ. Well, you kind of need QJ. I think what you could try to do is just do a 2-for-1, man. I like doing 2-for-1s. Trade a running back in QJ and try to get a Nico Collins, right? Try to get a Drake London. So trade your RB2, your RB3, something like that, man. You got to find the team that makes sense, but like I think QJ is still a sell high. Last week was the time to trade QJ for real. But I think you can still trade him higher than where I think he's ultimately going to finish. Do I trade ETN and Sutton for Diggs and Rashee Rice? I think if you could afford to lose the running back, yes, but Rashee Rice is not that much higher than Sutton is for me. I think Rashee Rice is a top 12 to 14 guy. I think Sutton's a top 16 to 18 guy. And ETN's like a borderline RB1. I'm not a big ETN guy. I'm just telling you what people have him ranked as. He's still the starter there. Tootin's not really taking his job until he gets hurt. So I probably would not do that unless you can afford to lose a running back and need receivers. No, I'm not, Junk. I'm not doing fantasy basketball this year. This will be the first year since 2009 I've not done fantasy basketball. I'm in too much with this pod that's going like it is now with all my fantasy leagues, 36 if you count my wife's leagues, all the gambling. I'm going to be gambling on the NFL or the NBA, and once fantasy season's over, I'm going to take a scale back. Let's do some NFL playoff stuff. Hopefully the Patreon starts kicking, and we'll get a NFL fantasy playoff league. Which is super fun together with all you guys. And we'll do pods on that. But I'll start doing 2 or 3 shows of NBA for daily fantasy, for player props, stuff like that. Still got to figure out the format. I have a buddy who's like a professional, dude. He's won multiple 100,000 entry tournaments. Like he's made almost $1 million on daily fantasy. So he is the G on that. I know my NBA as well. Baker over Hurts. Real life, maybe. Fantasy still Hurts. If it's 6 for a passing touchdown, I want Baker over Hurts. 4 for a passing touchdown, give me Hurts. Yeah, Mark, I hate that to have a chance. You know what? If you don't know ball, don't play fantasy. You know, like there's a lot of luck in fantasy already. Like, why are we doing 4 bench spots? That's just Yeah, Dart's a badass, bro, and his head can only take so much. So, I mean, I don't want him to change the way he plays. I just want to be a little smarter. Josh Allen's evolved. Josh Allen's a lot bigger than him, but he's evolved to not take that many hits. Lamar never takes hits. Jackson won't ever be to that level, but just kind of chill out in the pocket a little bit, bro. What you trade to a 1-4 Robinson owner, super weak at running back, wide receiver room. I have JSN, CMC, Jacobs, White, Rico, Judkins, Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen jumps off the page for me. So you're talking about Bijan. It's crazy he has Bijan. He's 1-4. So you trade Keenan Allen and you trade Rashad White right now. And if you need to do this, trade Rico and White and Keenan Allen, or trade White and Pollard and Keenan Allen if you can. If it's a deep league, you have to do it. If you have to, you could trade JSN and Pollard maybe. I don't like doing that, but I think you could get that done. QJ and like Sharp / Harvey for wide receiver 1. I think Sharp has more value than Harvey. Don't trade Harvey. You're not going to get shit for him. So it's got to be QJ and Charbonnet. Yeah, you could try to get you could maybe not a wide receiver 1, but you can get somebody. You can get someone for sure. You could definitely get DK Metcalf seems like a lateral move. You need to shoot higher than that. All I can tell you is QJ and Sharp is that don't trade Harvey because you're not getting shit from Harvey. Montgomery and Rashad White. I think I'd still play Derrick Henry over Montgomery, dude. Montgomery has fucking the Chiefs. That's not a great matchup. Derrick Henry, they're going to have, like, here's my thing. They're going to try to get Derrick Henry. Like, that's their whole offense right now. So as long as they can with the score, if it allows it, they're going to give Derrick Henry everything he can handle. So I would still start Derrick Henry over Montgomery. You're definitely starting Rashad White. Dowdle to fucking Saturn, bro. Yeah, having the running backs. That's why I love my strategy every year. And last year kind of fucked me. I take my bench is always running backs, always backup running backs, always. That's always my strategy. And I've missed out on some elite rookie wide receivers. Your late breakout guys like Justin Jefferson when that happened, which usually are like 13th round picks. But like when it hits, when you get, if Bijan tears his ACL, knock on fucking wood, I'm not rooting for that. You get a league winner with Tyler Algier. I like stacking. That's why I have Blake Corum, Rico Dowdle. I had Trey Benson everywhere, and that didn't work out. But I have Scatabo. Scatabo was one of those guys where I thought he could actually take the role over. So, like, those are the dudes. That's what I like to build my bench around. Andrew has Jaden Daniels and Dak in a 12 team. Should I trade one or what would be good value? Trade Dak. You keep Daniels. Daniels' stock's too low right now. He hasn't done much. He's been hurt. Dak's the trade. So find a team that needs a quarterback, trade Dak and another piece. So trade Dak and a running back 2 for a running back 1, or Dak and a wide receiver 3 for a wide receiver 2, or your middling tight end. Let's say you had Dallas Goedert, trade Dak and Dallas Goedert and try to get Trey McBride. Got an offer, Jamar for Rice. Do I take it? My other wide receiver is Ladd and Abuka. I want Jamar Chase over Rice for sure. Yes. I would start Mahomes over almost anyone right now, bro. He is crushing. Timothy, quarterback stream of the week. Lawrence, Mac, appreciate your help always. No problem, brother. Appreciate you tuning in. Lawrence, man, it might be Mac. I don't know. Lawrence has obviously the rushing upside. The only problem with Mac is like he's like running on fumes, dude. He is so hurt right now, and he is a warrior. He should have left that game 3 times on Thursday night. He did not. So I think I'm going to go safe with Lawrence here. He looks good. He's got some confidence going. Give me Lawrence over Mac. Mahomes. They have A.J. Brown, Mike Evans, Ridley, Troy Franklin, Io Manor. Let's see, Jay. So you could try to scoop Mike Evans, bro. They're 1-4. Get Mike Evans. Try to get Mike Evans as well. That's the move, bro. Get Mike Evans. You have a winning record, right? I'm assuming. So Mike Evans is out 2 more weeks. So there you go. Connor, half PPR trade Chuba / Dowdle stack for AJ Brown. Ugh. I mean, probably because when Chuba comes back, neither of them are going to be very usable, right? Like it's going to be like think of a Charbonnet Kenneth Walker situation. It's not great. Like you want one of them, you don't want both of them because they both eat into each other, and neither of them are RB1s. Joe just traded Jamar Chase and Jalen Hurts for Gibbs and JSN. That's a smash trade. You win, brother. JSN and Jamar Chase are close. I'd still rather have Jamar Chase, but you got Gibbs for Jalen Hurts. So my 101 this year was Bijan Robinson. I definitely saw the way drafts were going and all the running backs, like Kyron Williams was sometimes gone before that 2-3 turn. So, and I didn't really like the wide receivers there either, but I was getting JSN. So I usually would just go Bijan, JSN. I only had the number one pick once. I had a lot of 2s and a lot of 8s, 9s, 10s. But yeah, it was Bijan. I would have, if I had like 6 number one picks, I would have probably taken in PPR Bijan 4, and I would take in Chase 2. Just because also the history is, man, how many years have we done this where the number one consensus pick, whether it's injury or, in this case, Jamar Chase didn't get injured, but his quarterback did. The number one pick has not even come close to being the number one player. And usually it's like the number 4 player that always is. Yeah, Trey Benson's an easy stash, bro. What's up, Logan? Kendrick Bourne. This is all dependent on Ricky Pearsall's not playing. Like it looks like there's a 0% chance Ricky Pearsall plays. Jennings was limited in practice today. So I think Jennings is going to give it a go. And also this goes back to the fact that Jennings has half of his contract. They gave him that little boost in his contract. It's all incentive based. So Jennings, if he can walk, is going to play. Now, how effective will he be? How many snaps will he play? Will he even finish the game? If there's no Juwan Jennings, no Ricky Pearsall, Kendrick Bourne's almost a must start. If Juwan Jennings comes back, I would put Kendrick Bourne in the top 40 discussion, I would say. All right, I gotta roll. I gotta take my dog on a walk and eat some dinner. I have not eaten dinner. I had a snack, but my wife's gone for the night. She didn't make me dinner, so I am struggling on the dinner fronts. I gotta eat. Mason Taylor, Darren Waller this week. Darren Waller. But you a ganja guy at all? I was for almost 20 years of my life. Last couple of years, no. I always have weed, but I don't really smoke it much. I love weed, though. I love weed. So, again, if you guys have not subscribed to the channel, what are you doing? Subscribe to the fucking channel. 7 days a week with this shit. Awesome guests, awesome community. Check out the Patreon. It's in the description. You want to get access to the Discord, which is there's 38 of us in here now, OGs that have been with us from the beginning. Awesome stuff. So much good information. Access to my early bets. You name it, brother. Appreciate you guys. I'm going to play a clip and then talk you out. I appreciate every single one of you. Tomorrow night will be a later stream, about 11 p.m. Central Time. Guest is to be determined, but we will get somebody on there, a couple people on there. It'll be a good show. And then next thing you know, week 6 is really upon us.
You asked to see me. I made your Cajun chicken niblets.
No. You made my year. You have a gift. And a super dope hat. This is cool. All right, boys. Let's go!
I want ETN over Swift, Gaddis. I had some food, don't worry. And you know what? I'm like, I have a lot of blubber. I'm like a camel. Like I can skip some meals. I probably should skip some meals. Justin, I'll answer the last couple questions. I got CMC in the second and Brock in the third, and CD's my number one pick. Still at first place, even with him injured. Can't wait till he's back. Damn fucking straight. Oh, it's start these. I'm starting ETN over Swift. And the dude abides, man. Where's my here it is. Look, the dude abides, dude. This is the actual Big Lebowski sweater, baby. I got the pants too. So, all right, this is it for me. Tomorrow night, late stream, 11 p.m. If you have not subscribed, what are you doing? Get on that shit. Alex, are you in the Discord? Alex, are you in the Discord? I'll wait and see if you're in. I think you might be in the Discord. I don't know if you are. I'll wait for Alex's response. Thank you, Timothy. Alex, are you in the Discord? It's a terrible song. I have serious bangers. I only have 2 of them so far. After I eat, I'm gonna go through and look. The lines should all be out now. Alex, are you here? Alex, are you in the Discord? Alex, are you in the Discord? I'm still waiting, Alex. Alex, you can't ask me a question and then leave. You know I always stick around for the last couple questions. Anyways, I do have some best bets. They're not all out yet. So I'm going to wait till I have them all out to post them. I posted the other ones in the Discord, so I don't know if you're in there. That's what I'm asking you if you are. Ooh, excuse me. Oh, no worries. Are you in the Discord, Alex? Is my question. The Discord, the chat? Well, if you can hear me, if you're in the Discord, I release them on the Discord. If you're not on the Discord, yeah, so you're in. You're good. So I tell you what they are offhand. I don't know exactly. It's Brian Thomas and it's Justin Fields. I don't know the numbers right now. I'm a little hammed. Fields like 36.5 rushing, ladder that shit all the way up, and then Brian Thomas 57.5 roughly. Don't quote me on that one. It might have changed. I don't even know that's what I bet it at. Whatever I put in the Discord is what I bet it at. And thank you, Jay. Appreciate all you guys. We're growing. We're growing. Appreciate you guys. Love your life. Stay positive. Respect each other. Let's watch some football. And remember, this moment's a gift. That's why it's called the present. I'll see y'all tomorrow or when I see you next. Thank you.